base hit into right field. And we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And we'll have a brief timeout here as Josh Blaze steps in wearing jersey number 2. Parker Carmelo takes his lead off first base as he puts on his sliding mid as that one's inside for a ball. Well, the big right-hander for the Scorpions was manager Joe Brooks' workhorse this year. You saw him pitch in 8 regular season games, starting half of them. He pitched 30 1/3 innings, and he only let up 12 earned runs for an ERA of 2.79. He struck out 33 batters in those 30 innings of work, as the count is quickly 2-0 to Josh Blaze. The delivery inside. That'll bring it to 3-0. Kind of a modest lead over on first base for Parker Carmelo as he settles into this game just like you all are. We want to thank you all for tuning in live on the stream. We are live on YouTube, broadcasted around the world for free, as the big left-hander Colin McCarthy waits on deck. But for now, it's Blaze. And he'll check on the runner who is virtually standing on the bag. So nothing doing over there. Here's the pitch from Miller. That one's going to be in there for a called strike, and a generous one at that. That'll bring the count to 3-1. That one's going to miss badly for ball 4. So we start off the top of the first here with a base hit single and a walk to Josh Blaze. That sets up 2 on and no one out for Colin McCarthy. First pitch is swung on, and that one will get away from the catcher briefly. And Miller will come set. Look at his runner on second base. Look at him again. That one's going to be low and inside. That one misses badly. That'll bring the count to 2-1. Ball 3. Well, in game 1 of the championship series, Colin McCarthy went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He had an RBI and a walk in that game. In the Game 2 victory, he was 1 for 5. That one hit was a single. That one misses badly. That'll be another walk. So a single, a walk, and a walk has the party started as Jonah Mones will step in with the bases loaded, nobody down. And that's going to spark a mound visit from Scorpions manager Joe Brooks. He's going to try and settle his big right-hander down before this gets out of hand. And it looks like Trevor Snow, the shortstop, is going to join in on this conversation as the rest of the infield remains in place. Just kind of wants an idea of where he's going to set up. Maybe Joe Brooks wants them all on the grass. Maybe he's willing to give up the run and try to spin it up the middle. Jonah's not an easy guy to double up. He's got wheels. As the discussion will finish up here on the mound. Calling the balls and strikes behind the plate tonight is the great Manny Ferrer. We want to thank Manny for coming down. He always does a great job when he's down here. An absolute workhorse in his own mind. Miller comes set, choosing to stay in the stretch, and he'll miss badly for ball 1. And we will crown a champion tonight. We will have a trophy presentation immediately following the game. Ben Miller comes set. In there for a called strike 1. That'll bring the count to 1-1. Low, ball 2. The number 5 hitter, Jack DeChario, waits on deck. In there for a called strike. That'll bring the count even at 2-2. Breaking ball is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. Well, that brings up Jack DeChario. Popped up. First baseman's got a little room, but it will get out of play and into the wooden bleachers. Pitcher comes set and delivers. That one's in the dirt, blocked well by the catcher. Breaking ball's in there for strike 2. Well, let me take you around the defense for the Scorpions Baseball Club. In left field is Dillon Darnborough. In center field is Quinn Murphy. And in right field is Miller. As the other Miller comes set and delivers. This one's going to be outside, ball 2. Well, around the infield, you can find Caden Lindskog at third base, Trevor Snow at shortstop, Casey DiLorenzo at second base, and Cam Wilbur at first base. Breaking ball is fouled off. Behind the plate is Prometheus. And on the mound is the big right-hander, as I mentioned, Ben Miller. Chopped. Left side. This is going to be a tough play for Snow. He throws to second. They will get the one out at second base via force play. And a run will score on the back end. That's Paca Camello, who led off the inning with a single. He'll come around to score on the back end of that one. And that'll go down as a fielder's choice and an RBI for Jack DeChario. First pitch is low and away. And this is the catcher for Towndock today, Rob Natale. That one's going to be skipped into the other batter's box, but blocked well by the catcher. Runners remain at first and third with 2 outs. It's a 2-0 count. 1 run already in this inning. Miller comes set and delivers. Another ball, 3-0. Well, he walked the number 2 hitter, Josh Blaze. He walked the number 3 hitter, Colin McCarthy. Now he's falling behind Rob Natale with a 3 balls, no strike count. Can't imagine he has the green light 3-0, but what do I know? That one's going to miss low and away. That'll be the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Ben Miller. That brings up one of the hottest hitters right now, Wyatt Daft. We saw Wyatt at the bottom of the order. For the first game of the series, he was promoted to the 7th spot last game. Now finds himself in the 7th spot again. And wouldn't fate would have it, he comes up with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the first inning of the championship game. Low, ball 1. That one's in there for a called strike. You can find Wyatt in center field today, presumably for the entire game. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike two. Well, Ben Miller can limit the damage to just one with one more strike. That one's going to be outside. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike three. Threat eliminated, but Towndock does push one across. We'll be back for the home half of the first inning, live from Cardines in downtown Newport. We are back here live at Cardines as the always talented and always a threat Trevor Snow steps into the box. That's going to miss for ball one. Pitching for Towndock today is Dillon James. You saw him during the regular season. Pitched in 6 games, starting 5 of them. He threw 26 innings as the second pitch of his outing misses for a ball. Dillon James had a record of 2-1. He allowed 12 earned runs in those 26 innings. That's a 3.23 ERA. He struck out 37 batters, walked 21. As it appears he will pitch primarily out of the stretch. The 2-0 is in there for strike one. Breaking ball is going to be chopped up the middle, and that's a leadoff single for Trevor Snow. That ball bounces 3 times, finds its way into the outfield for a leadoff single. Well, that'll bring up Danny Deslitz. He's the EH tonight. Low, ball 1. During the regular season, Danny Deslitz had a .444 average with a .552 on-base percentage and OPS north of 1,000. He also had 11 walks and 14 RBIs. That led Scorpions Baseball Club in RBIs. And he'll check on the runner as Trevor Snow dives in and gets dirty. He's back in plenty of time. And he'll check on him again. Dillon James comes set. He'll check on him a third time, and this one almost gets away from McCarthy. He's able to use that wide window range he has with his arm span and just barely get a glove on that one and prevent it from going all the way to the top. Dillon James comes set. He's already picked off 3 times in a row. The 1-0. This one's going to be hit to right field. Second baseman will try to fake everybody out, but it's in there for a single. Back-to-back singles for the Scorpions Baseball Club. Well, that brings up the tremendously talented Quinn Murphy. During the regular season, he batted .500 with an astonishing .625 OPP, an OPS of 1.458. And you heard those numbers correctly. James comes set in the dirt for ball 1. Chopped foul. Well, let me take a moment and bring you around the Towndock defense. Joe Namones in left field, Wyatt Daft in center field, and DeChario is in right field tonight. I'll tell you about the infielders in a moment as Dillon James comes set. He'll deliver the 1-1 next. Swung on and missed for strike 2. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Well, over at third base, you can find Jack McKnight. At shortstop, you can find Parker Camello. Aiden Bulwell is at second base tonight, and Colin McCarthy is at first base. Doing the catching for Dillon James is Rob Natale, as he comes set and delivers. Misses outside, ball 2. Well, we'll find out at the end of this game who the George Donnelly Sunset League champion is for the 2026 season. We do play 9 innings here. Admission is free to the game, so come on down to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, as this one's a breaking ball. It's going to miss, not by much. That'll bring the count full. Ground ball right to the shortstop. He'll flip it to second base for the first out, and he'll have no play at first base. So Quinn Murphy will reach via fielder's choice. Danny Deslitz is retired on the bases. Trevor Snow will advance to third. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Cam Wilbur. Well, at the straightaway left field here at Cardines, it's 352. Straightaway center field is 360. Right center gap ranges from 321, then shoots all the way out to 348. And straightaway right field is 310. And we play in a ballpark that was built over 100 years ago. Here's the pitch. Misses badly for ball 1. Well, if that previous ground ball by Quinn Murphy had a little more zip on it, that was an easy double play, but because it took so long to get to to Camello at shortstop, just not enough time to spin it around the diamond, as that one's in there for a called strike, says Manny Ferreira. We have a 3-umpire crew tonight, and we want to thank all of them for coming down and putting in a good night's of work for us. As this one's going to be grounded to the second baseman. This is a tough play. They'll only have a play at first. And that'll be back-to-back fielders' choices, but this time an RBI comes in on the back end. Trevor Snow will trot 90 feet home, and this ball game is tied at 1. First pitch is swung on and missed. Dillon James comes set. He'll deliver the 1-1 to Prometheus. This one's going to hit him. This one's going to get him right in the helmet. And he's not too happy about that. He throws the bat down in disgust. That must have been painful. And it looks like manager Joe Brooks is going to walk over from the third base coaching box and go check on his young superstar. That sounded like it got all helmet. There was no deflection off the shoulder. He does wear a little bit of protective gear on that left arm, but it was not useful in that one as that one rings off the helmet. And not a good sight. He's going to go down there and ask him a couple questions like, hey, are you okay? You know, how many fingers am I holding up? Just want to make sure you're all right. And it appears that he is. And Joe Brooks will check in with Manny Ferreira briefly as he makes his way back down to the third base coach's box and give Casey DiLorenzo, the new batter, a little bit of a high five in the subtle form. Well, not what you want to see. This one's going to be hit up the middle. Shortstop's going to have a tough play. He flips it to second base for the third out of the inning. So the threat is extinguished, but not before the tying run comes on the back end of a fielder's choice. We'll be right back live from Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. And welcome back to Cardines, where we enter the top of the second in a 1-1 ball game. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack McKnight, as he faces Ben Miller for the first time tonight. That breaking ball is in there for strike one. 8, 9, and 10 hitters due up for Towndock here. This one's going to be grounded and picked by Miller. He will flip underhand to his first baseman for the first out of the inning. Score at a 1-3 if you're scoring at home. I know many of you are. And possibly our biggest crowd of the night here at Cardines. We encourage you to come down and watch the George Donnelly Sunset League cap off an unbelievable season where we will crown a champion tonight. And this is what it's all about. This is the equivalent of our Game 7, as that one's going to be yanked into the other batter's box for ball one. Well, the championship series is the best 2 out of 3. This series is tied 1-1 tonight, so you do the math. As Zach Sawyer, the DH, steps up, he'll give a little half-hearted check swing, and that one will also go back to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. You don't see that very often. Back-to-back 1-3s in your scorebook. Well, that'll bring up the 10-hitter, Aiden Bolwell. He's been on fire at the plate lately. In there for a called strike one. Delivery. This one's going to be grounded to the shortstop. This is a tough play. He'll wrap around and throw it off balance. Throw to first base. It's one hops and he'll get all the way to the top. The catcher, Prometheus, was running alongside him the whole way, but it's not to be as that ball gets out of play. Aiden Bolwell will be granted second. I'd score a hit on that one, but I'm not the official scorer. Well, we are back to the top of the order for Parker Camello. Led off the game with a single, as he will look at called strike one. That one's going to be a fastball in there for a strike two. And Parker Camello quickly finds himself in an 0-2 hole with a man in scoring position here in the top of the second with 2 outs. Pitcher comes set and delivers. Breaking ball is going to be hit into left field, and the left fielder will trap it. It's not a catch. He'll throw into the cutoff man at third base, and it briefly gets away from the third baseman. He will be held at third.
Should have caught that in the air.
Now, it looked like a ball that might have been able to be caught in the air. That's Dillon Dombro out there in left field. Not sure if he had a play on it. It's a high-risk, high-reward play. If he comes in and it gets by him, it goes all the way to the fence. 1 run will surely score. And he ended up trapping it in his glove, threw a strike into his third baseman, who was acting as the cutoff man. And the first pitch to Blaze looks like it's going to miss just a little low. And Blaze walked in his first at bat tonight. Oh, Camello on first, Bolwell on third. The pitch from Miller. In the dirt, another ball. Well, all of this happening with 2 outs, back-to-back singles. Puts runners on the corners for the big guy, Josh Blaze. Breaking ball is going to be laced into right field. That'll give Towndock a 2-1 lead here as Josh Blaze cashes in with a 2-out RBI single on a frozen rope to right field. Parker Camello will move up 90 feet to second base. 2-1 ball game. Towndock leads it here in the second. I'll bring up the big left-hander, Colin McCarthy. And you saw plenty of Colin during the regular season. He played in 16 games, hit .388 with a .562 on-base percentage. As Camello will take third unattested. We'll put runners on the corners now. Here's the pitch. Low. And Colin McCarthy led Towndock in RBIs during the regular season, also led them in walks. Count is going to be 2-1. We saw the first baseman walk in his first at bat. He was retired on the base paths via fielder's choice. As now he steps in here in a big spot early on. The pitch. Chopped up the middle. This is going to be another tough play. Second baseman, it will not get there. It'll get into center field for a base hit and another RBI. Parker Camelo will score. Well, all of this happening with 2 outs. If you recall, Jack McKnight and Zach Sawyer both grounded out to the pitcher. And since then, it's been single, 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 single. And maybe an error that advanced a runner and a stolen base mixed in there, as the first pitch of this at-bat is a breaking ball to Jonah Monis in there for a called strike 1. All 2 runs already in this inning. Towndock out to a 3-1 lead. It is early, and we do play 9 innings as this one misses outside for ball. Lights shining bright over Cardines on a beautiful night. Breaking ball is going to miss low and in. So a very friendly count here for Jonah Mones. And we want to apologize if the stream is lagging a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet, but I am hearing from the production team that it is coming in a little bit choppy tonight. Hopefully the audio is crystal clear, and you'll let me narrate your evening while we work this out, as this pitch is going to be lined into right field. Another base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and that's going to be another run for Towndock. All of this coming with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Jonah Mones hits a line drive into right field, and he'll get a credit for an RBI. Josh Blaze wheeling all the way around from second base on that one. And this is going to spark a mound visit by manager Joe Brooks. He might go to his bullpen here. This is certainly not shaping up the way he had planned it pregame. And he's looking around right now. I do not think he's going to go to his bullpen. I do see a relief pitcher making their way down to the bullpen right now with all their bands and other pitching warm-up equipment. But this has definitely not gone according to plan for manager Joe Brooks. And Joe Brooks represents the great city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Always wants to give a shout out to his mother, Maureen. I'm sure she's live on the stream right now. Hello, Maureen. We want to thank you for tuning in on the stream. As this game has a long way to go, we are nowhere close to being done. We've seen Scorpions erase many run deficits, and this is just a 3-run deficit, as he's going to stick with his starter. Runners remain on first and second. That brings up Jack DiCario, who got an RBI earlier in the game to get this whole party started. As this one's popped up, left side of the infield is talking. The third baseman will make the catch for the final out of the inning, but not before the damage is done. 3 runs come in. Towndock leads it 4-1. We enter the bottom of the second when we come back. Welcome back to Cardines in Rhode Island, as we are located directly across the street from the Marriott Hotel and the aquarium, diagonal from the bus terminal. We want to thank everyone for tuning into the stream as we work out some internet connection issues that we might have. We do hope the audio is coming clear. Please feel free to catch a replay of the stream, much more clear on Batmorges Media tomorrow, but for tonight, this will have to do until we work it out, as that one's going to miss up and in. This is Dillon Darnbro stepping into the plate. This is his first hit out of the night. All of a sudden, the Scorpions are trailing by 3. It's only the bottom of the second, so I do not anticipate the Scorpions have any worry, but certainly Towndock off to a great start as this one swung on and missed. And we've had at least one run score in all 3 half innings we've played so far. That one's going to miss just slightly up, says home plate umpire Manny Ferreira. That was a very close pitch to take. Well, it'll bring the count to 2-2 on Dillon Darnbro.
I'm gonna come back now. I'm happy with what I did.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. First out of the inning comes via swinging strikeout. Well, that'll bring up the third baseman, Caden Lindskog. Low, ball 1. The pitch. Low ball. Dillon James comes set and delivers. This one's going to be fisted to the second baseman. This is going to be a tough play. He'll gather himself in, throw to first for the second out of the inning. And a play that looked fairly routine. It certainly wasn't. He had to charge fast for that ball, come full set, make a nice throw over to first base. He beat Caden by a step or 2. That'll bring up David Miller, the right fielder tonight. And the first pitch he sees from James is going to be a breaking ball in there for strike 1. And David Miller, the right fielder tonight. He's replacing the injured Henry Kearns, who is unavailable for the Scorpions tonight. Came up with a bad leg injury, rounding second base in Game 2. Had to exit that game, and he is not in the starting lineup tonight. He is listed on the lineup card, but I'm being told he's unavailable, as that fastball will be skipped in there to bring the count to 1-2. Well, perhaps our biggest crowd at Cardines of the year. Fans are still filing in. Plenty of room for you guys to come down. The ballpark is dog-friendly, family-friendly, you name it. So come on down here and check out this hot action, as this one's going to be a little bit of a check swing, and it's going to be a foul tip to keep the count at 1-2. This one's going to be chopped over to the right side. Second baseman will have another play. This one just a little bit easier as it takes a nice hop. And that's the third out of the inning, and we'll be right back live from Cardines in downtown Newport, Rhode Island. And welcome back to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. This is the George Donnelly Sunset League final championship game of the season. We will have a champion after tonight's ball game, and I want to welcome in my co-host, Matty Borges. How you doing, Matty?
Great. How are you, TJ?
I'm hanging in there as this looks like a little bit of a bunt attempt that it comes in high and tight on him. He has to pull it back and bail out of the way. I'm hearing that maybe there's some internet connection issues.
Yeah, we're seemingly pumping up enough megabytes, but it's just dropping frames left and right. I don't know why.
Well, I do hope the audio is coming in nice and clear. I'm sure that's much to the dismay of some of our viewers, but you'll have to deal with me.
At the very least, we'll have a good recording of this on the Batmorges media page later tonight or early tomorrow.
And that's right. We highly encourage players to screen record their favorite plays, share it to social media, and also share the stream with someone they know who loves baseball, as the count will be 2-2. Well, it's Rob Natale. He walked in his first at-bat. He's looking to get this Towndock offense going for the third straight inning. They've scored every inning so far, as that's going to be in there for a called strike 3, and he doesn't like it. He's going to give Manny a little bit of a smirk after that one and say, I don't think so, guy. Well, first out of the inning comes via looking strikeout. That brings up Wyatt Daft, left-handed hitting center fielder. He's had an unbelievable postseason so far. Chopped left side. This is going to be a tough play. Third baseman will come across and get it on the second bounce and throw a strike over to first base for the second out of the inning so quickly. 2 retired here. I'll bring up the third baseman, Jack McKnight. Well, this is exactly what the Scorpions are looking for. They just put up 0 on offense. They come right out on defense, have a shutdown inning, and they can get right back to work. But if you remember, last inning got the first 2 outs quickly, and then the floodgates open as that one's in there for a called strike 1. Outside, ball 1. Well, we saw Jack McKnight play in 12 games during the regular season. Had a .320 on-base percentage. This one's going to be down the line and foul. Not by much, though. Brings the count to 1-2. Oh, this one's going to get him right in the hands. That looked rather painful, but he'll take it like a champ as he makes his way down to first base. That was a 1-2 fastball with 2 outs that rides up and in and gets him in, looked like the lower part of the hand. I'm not exactly sure. Well, that brings up Zach Sawyer. You may remember Zach from Game 2. He was the player of the game. Had an unbelievable offensive game. He was the catcher for the game. Tonight, he finds himself as the DH. He grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat, but he's always a dangerous threat. He's batting in the 9-hole tonight with the dangerous Aiden Bolwell on deck, as this one's going to be outside. He will check on the runner at first base, and it's a close play, but he's safe. That was Chris Prometheus who threw a strike down there. He was halfway into the dugout. He thought he snagged the third out of the inning over there at first base. And with the right-handed batter, it's much easier to snap a throw down there to his first baseman. Nobody blocking his lane. Miller comes set, checks on his runner.
Pretty good lead over there for McKnight.
Breaking ball is going to be outside. And that would be correct, Matty. That is a pretty big lead over there. He does not seem to be deterred from the snap throw down on a close play that almost ended this inning.
Prometheus has got a quick draw over there, so, I mean, you're going to see him be ready to fire. I mean, he's been no stranger to trying to backpick.
Miller comes set. That's exactly right. Both these catchers are highly talented with terrific arms, very hard to run on, and they also call very good ball games.
Absolutely. They keep you on your toes, keep you off balance. Their pitchers were very effective throughout the series.
Outside. Well, in game 1 of the series, Zach Sawyer went 0 for 4. He did end up scoring a run.
I can hear the friction of hat brims rustling with the 222. Never mind. No, I can't.
Well, like I said, Matty, it's not as easy as I make it look, as that would miss for ball 4.
If you could have seen the internal board, you'd have seen why I did that.
Well, I didn't get to mention Zach Sawyer's Game 2 performance stat-wise, so we'll do that on the next lap around. But now Aiden Bulwell finds himself up with 2 on and 2 outs. He's having an unbelievable series. In Towndock's Game 2 victory, he went 1 for 4, and that one hit was a very loud double. He had 3 RBIs on the night, as that ball is going to miss inside for ball 1. Towndock hit .262 as a team in the regular season, as they will check on the runner at second base, and he is safe. And Jack McKnight's being very aggressive out there. He's already drawn a snap throw from the catcher, now draws a pickoff move from the pitcher. As he takes his lead, he is in scoring position right now for the 10-hitter Bulwell. Nobody's guarding him. The delivery from Miller. This one's going to be into right field. And he's going to go into a slide, and he will not make the catch. Base umpire says he's safe. The throw will go all the way to third base as Sawyer dives in head first. He is safe. And again, all of this coming with 2 outs. He got the first 2 outs very quickly, and then a hit by pitch, a walk, and now a single has opened up the scoring again. It's 5-1 Towndock.
Tough one for Dave Miller there. It looked like center fielder Quinn Murphy was going to call him off, and then he kind of pulled up the last second. And Dave had no choice but to lay out and try and get there.
Well, the aggressive base running by Jack McKnight certainly pays off, as he scores easily on that one, as that one misses up and in for ball 1. Now, I don't know if this is worth mentioning, but normally the right fielder is Henry Kearns. I'm not sure if he makes that catch or not. That ball was very tough to make.
I'll tell you where he usually sets up. He wouldn't have had to go too far.
And maybe we can get Henry up here during the game for a mid-game interview at some point to maybe talk about his injury and some other things. But for right now, the score is 5-1, and Towndock is not done yet. All this coming with 2 outs as the breaking ball is in there for strike 1. This is almost the exact same as last inning. You got the first 2 outs very quickly, and then the floodgates open. This inning, 2 outs quickly, and now 3 batters have reached in a row.
I mean, you got to throw strikes and you got to play good defense, or any team in this league can put a hurting on you.
If you recall, he was 1 strike away from getting out of this on a 1-2 count to Jack McKnight on a fastball that rode up in on him, and that's how this all started. Outside, 3-1 count now.
Classic best swing, no swing situation.
And we love those. We weren't able to introduce him, but this is Parker Camello. He's already 2 for 2. It's only the top of the 3rd.
Tremendous player.
Swung on and missed. That'll bring the count full. So you'll see the runner Aiden Bulwell at first base in motion here. Runner at third, Zach Sawyer, will just kind of watch and see how this plays out. As Miller again is 1 strike away from getting out of this. Not holding the runner at first base. And he'll take off, and here's the pitch. Gonna miss low and away for ball 4. Well, that'll bring up Josh Blaze. He walked in his first at bat and singled in his second at bat and ended up coming around to score on that single. And this will spark a mound visit from Joe Brooks for the 3rd time in 3 innings. Well, I'll tell you, Matty, I've seen this Scorpions offense do unbelievable things. This is not out of their range at all.
Oh, no. 4-run game is nothing. I mean, these guys have put up 6 spots, 7 spots. They can come alive at any time. Very dangerous. From
top to bottom, dangerous, this Scorpions offense. I do want to make note of something. I noticed that Damon Asensio is not in the lineup.
He's the Swiss Army knife. I mean, he just gets jobs done over and over. I mean, whether it's a bunt for a hit, you know, he's making diving plays in the outfield. He's playing third base. He's on the mound. Did he steal a win in that game where he had pitched?
I certainly think he did. He was able to bridge the gap to closer Tyler Real, who slammed the door.
That's right. Yeah, no, he did get a win.
Check swing. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Josh Blaze doesn't like it.
you know. It is what it is.
Such is life. The 1-1. Ground ball. This is going to be a tough play for the second baseman. He'll gather it and throw it to the shortstop at second for the third out of the inning. But Towndock scores another run. They've scored at least one run in all 3 innings, and we'll be right back.
I had a ton of English on it.
Welcome back to Cardines here in Newport, Rhode Island, as the number 10 hitter Ben Miller will step into the plate for the first time tonight. He'll face the big right-hander Dillon James, who finds himself on the mound here in the bottom of the third with a 4-run lead. Well, Towndock scored 1 run in the top of the first, 3 in the top of the second, and 1 in the top of the third. Certainly could have been more in the top of the third. Getting Josh Blaze to ground out with the bases loaded was absolutely a great play. A big play in the game, and something that maybe we'll circle back to if this game does come close. They were 1 ball in the gap from really shrinking the odds of Scorpions having much of a chance here, as that one will miss. That'll bring the count to 3-0. Well, manager Manning certainly doesn't want to see a leadoff walk here to help out this Scorpions offense, let alone with it being the 10 hitter. And good command by the right-handed pitcher as he delivers a strike in there to his counterpart pitcher who's batting tonight. And that's kind of a little bit of a hint that Damon Asensio may not be here, as this one's going to miss for a ball 4. But one has to think that maybe Damon, the Swiss Army knife Asensio, would be batting in this 10-hole or possibly even the 9-hole as the DH, but Miller's going to be doing the swinging for himself tonight. So that's a leadoff walk, and that'll bring up the always dangerous Trevor Snow. We saw Trevor in the first inning single and ended up coming around to score to get the Scorpions offense going, but a lot has happened since then. And we've had the pleasure of having Trevor Snow multiple times up in the booth for mid-game interviews and post-game interviews. He's a very poised young man, finds himself at shortstop again for the final game of the season, as he's hoping to wrap up his summer ball with a championship here in the George Donnelly Sunset League, but Towndock has other plans for them. Dillon James comes set, works out of the stretch in all scenarios, and this one's going to get a piece of snow. So to get it going here for the Scorpions, a leadoff walk and now a hit by pitch. Sets up Danny Deslitz for 2 on and nobody out. And we've seen all kinds of hit by pitches tonight. We've seen one guy get hit directly in the helmet. We've seen another guy take one off the hand, and now probably the least painful one. That one kind of skims the jersey of Snow. as he makes his way down to first, putting on that sliding mitt. Ben Miller will take his lead off second base. And just like that, the tying run is on deck. In there for strike one. And that tying run is UMaine product Quinn Murphy, a Division I ball player who's had an unbelievable season. He patrols center field like the best of them. Big left-hander waits on deck, but for now it's Danny. This one's going to be fouled off. Count quickly 0-2. We've seen Danny pretty much do it all this series. He's played multiple positions. He's been the EH. His coach had nothing but great things to say about him during a mid-game interview. We also saw Danny act as a pitching coach and make a mound visit when Joe Brooks was ejected in Game 2 of the previous series. So having an unbelievable postseason, as this one's going to be a check swing and in there for strike 3. That one's going to be on the pitch. Goes down as a looking strikeout for the first out of the inning. Well, that brings up the very dangerous Quinn Murphy. And James comes set. First pitch of this at-bat is going to be outside for ball 1. Well, in game 1 of the series, the Scorpions won 7-5, and Quinn Murphy had a lot to do with that. He went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. In game 2, Towndock was able to flip the script. They won 11-3. Only 4 hits for the Scorpions that day. Quinn Murphy went 0 for 2, scored a run, had a walk in that game. Another pitch misses outside. That'll bring the count to 2-0. I believe both of those pitches have been breaking balls to start this at-bat off. And with the 2-0 and 1 out, I would certainly expect Quinn Murphy to have the green light here, but you never know. James checks on his runner once, checks on him twice, leg kicks and delivers. Fastball, that's a pitcher's pitch. That's not what you're looking for. 2-0, he'll take it. And that'll bring the count to 2-1. Looked like a little two-seamer that was on the knees, just catches the inside half of the plate. Certainly not what you're looking for in a best swing or no swing situation. Possibly he did have the red light, I'm not sure. Manager Joe Brooks has been giving signals from the third base coach's box about every other pitch. Low and in, ball 3, 3-1. Well, Cam Wilbur waits on deck. The 3-1. Crushed.
That's gone.
Right center. This is heading towards a 321 mark. It's got good distance, and this ball is out of here. It's a 3-run homer for Quinn Murphy. We have a 5-4 ball game here at Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. Quinn Murphy takes a 3-1 fastball and sends it deep into the Rhode Island night. Lands in somebody's backyard 2 blocks away.
I think you'll see that one come down in frame there. If you look at the bottom right hand of your screen, during that one there, we had a dual view going on. The zoom in on second base, and it looks like we had a nice little view of that ball leaving the yard.
And right off the bat, I think everybody in the ballpark knew it was gone. We just wanted to know how far gone was it. A 3-run homer for Quinn Murphy cuts the lead down to 1. It's 5-4.
I wouldn't say that it went about 50 blocks away like you did. I think it just snuck out. But, you know, I have eyes.
I think I said 2 blocks.
Either way. It still left the yard. They all count when they go over the fence, man. So, hats off, man. They're in this series. We're not.
Well, he certainly hit it to the right part of the ballpark. As the first pitch of this at-bat is fouled off. This is Cam Wilbur. We saw him ground into a fielder's choice earlier in the game. Trevor Snow was able to trot 90 feet home on the back end to get the Scorpions offense going, and then they get 3 runs back in 1 swing of the bat by Quinn Murphy. Misses outside. Well, if you're wondering how this all happened, the number 10 hitter, Ben Miller, he walked to flip the lineup to Trevor Snow, who was hit by a pitch. Danny Desolate struck out looking, and then Quinn Murphy took him yard. We have a 5-4 ball game here at Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. This one's fouled off. Well, that's how quickly these games can turn on their head. As coming into this inning, Dillon James was probably thinking shutdown inning, get the boys right back up. Finds himself in a fairly self-inflicted jam. Next thing you know, ball leaves the yard, 1-run ball game.
Cam Wilbur doesn't care when he's got 2 strikes. He still swings hard.
This one's going to be hit hard at the shortstop. It's going to eat him up and get into left field. Well, I'm not sure that one's going to go down as a hit. What do you think, Matty?
I'm going error there. I mean, that was directly at him. He just needed to choose a side, really.
That ball was torched right at him. It didn't look like it took a funny hop or anything. Just looks like it had an exit velocity of just south of 100 and ate him up a little bit. That'll be one to forget about as Chris Prometti steps in. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat.
He's been a magnet. He's gotten hit a few times, hasn't he?
I lost count. Well, I am looking at the scoreboard now. That does go down as an error. Once again, I am not the official scorekeeper, but I am the official announcer.
That almost drilled our camera. There's a young man up against the fence taking photos, and he had to jump back.
That one's going to be laced into center field for a base hit. So the inning continues as Chris Prometti finds a barrel and advances his teammate Cam Wilbur 90 feet up to second base.
Looks like there might be a pitching change here, or at least a talk about it. Things as manager Josh Blaze trots out to the mound, brings the infield in. Looks like he motioned to the bullpen. I can't tell.
Matty, while we have a moment here, do you want to give us a little bit of insight on Josh Blaze?
One of the 2 current members of the 400 hit club, perennial power threat. I mean, a legend on all accounts. He's got over 30 Sunset career homers. He's got another 30 in the Fall River League. He's somebody that is ready to play every year, every day. Doesn't take at-bats off. He's always one of the league leaders in plate appearances. And like I said, just a tough competitor. You can't take him lightly ever.
Well, it's very funny you say that. Josh Blaze was the league leader in plate appearances, had 10 more than the next closest guy.
That tracks.
He also put 2 home runs over the fence, had 12 RBIs, 7 walks, and was also hit by 2 pitches during those 89 plate appearances. And he's going to stick with his starter as James will remain on the mound. Still only 1 out here. Came via Danny Desolate's looking strikeout. This one's going to be hit to the third baseman. He'll tag third and not throw across the diamond, but he gets the lead runner on a fielder's choice. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Oh, brings up Dylan Darnbro. You can find Dillon in left field tonight.
I was going to say, you can find him driving in a beautiful Toyota Tundra.
Well, Dillon, big truck guy. Little check swing, half-hearted swing, and that's going to be strike 1.
Yeah, he's got that gorgeous lunar rock color. It's
Ooh.
fantastic.
Ooh.
It's not blue, but it's gray.
Oh.
It's blue, but it's not gray. But it's not blue, but it's gray.
Sign me up for that. Count quickly, 0-2. Keep going.
I mean, hey, he's a young guy. For him to be able to go out there and buy a $60,000, $70,000 truck, power off, power to him.
And we're very happy for him. He also swings a terrific bat and has a great glove in the field. Can play multiple positions.
I believe he's a tradesman. He's a plumber, from what I understand. So he takes a tough breaking ball in the outer third there. Strike 3. It is 5-4 Towndock. After 3 complete, we will be right back. Welcome back to Cardines Field as Evan Lavasser takes the mound for the Scorpions Baseball Club. Stepping in to face him is number 34, Colin McCarthy. Colin's playing first base this evening. Also can catch for Towndock.
That's right. We've seen him catch.
He's quite a versatile player. Very good hitter. Hit about, 370 on the regular season, and he's put some good swings on some balls here in the playoffs.
He's an unbelievable hitter. You'll find few gaps in his quality of playing. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell everyone a little bit about Evan Lavasser. He pitched in 4 games during the regular season. He started 3 of them. He pitched 12 innings, had an ERA of 1.75. Very impressive. Only allowed 3 earned runs on the season. And he did strike out 13 batters in those 12 innings.
Coming up on short rest, though, you got to think that he's got a limit to him today. I wonder what his plan is for this game. I mean, most kids will say they'll, air it out for the ship, but let's be realistic.
Well, thank you for reminding everybody he's already pitched in the 7-5 win over the Scorpions. He went 5 innings. He ended up taking the loss, struck out 2 batters. He walked 2. I'm very sorry.
This ball's driven out to left field as left fielder Darnborough ranges over to make the catch. Looked a little suspect to start there, but he turned on the jets and ran down the tailing.
Yeah, he recovered
ball.
very well on that. And if I did say Evan Lavasser took the loss in that game, I'm very sorry. He was credited with the win.
Yeah, because the Scorpions won that game.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I've been known to make mistakes before. I'm sure everyone at home has also made many mistakes. So
I'm full of them.
Well, if you're listening to the stream, you're not perfect. And I would appreciate you not criticizing other people who are not perfect. I'm also encouraging you to try something new tomorrow.
And that'll bring up Jonah Moniz, already down 0-1. Takes a swing and chops a ball in the box, foul in the box.
Jonah's 1 for 2 on the night, struck out in his first at bat, singled in his second.
Jonah had some big hits in the Towndock onslaught there last game, game 2. None bigger than that line drive up over the shortstop's head, bases loaded.
Unbelievable.
I don't think he even barely got that bat off his shoulder there, and catcher Chris Prometheus was really selling that one there.
Well, rather easy call for the umpire who's down at third base.
Umpire down there is Evan Barrera.
Hello, Evan.
Hey, Evan. How you doing, bud?
Barrera and Ferreira.
How about it? Swinging a drive up the middle, back through the box for Jonah Moniz. 2-out single. Is Towndock working a little bit here? That'll bring up Jack DeChario.
1 out.
Oh, there's one down here.
I'm not going to blame you for that. The scoreboard does say 2.
Yeah, Jack DeChario. Playing right field, number 10.
We just want to remind everybody this is not a professional broadcast. We do this on our own time.
Do our best to have fun.
That's right, Matty. If you're not having fun, you're in the wrong booth.
This Lavasser misses downstairs with some sort of off speed. Either a changeup or a splitter or something. It looks like he's tough to run on. That angle of his set position, his front leg in set position looks tough. So I'm going to pop that. Looks like it would be out of play behind us.
I do have the pitch count for Evan Lavasser in Game 1. He pitched 77 pitches Sunday night.
All right, so he's all right. He's all right. He can go 2 or 3 and probably retain his effectiveness. Oh, that's a swing and a drive way back to left field. Looking up, and this is short off the wall. Joe Moniz is rounded third flying. No throw from Trevor Snow, the shortstop. That's a big-time bomb from Jack DeChario, just short of left field wall for 1-out double.
Jonah Moniz motors all the way around from first base to score on that one.
Jonah Moniz was absolutely flying. Good wheels on that boy.
That's Jack DeChario's second RBI of the night. Well, we did not see Jack DeChario in Game 1 where the Scorpions won 7-5. We did see him in Game 2 on Towndock's 11-3 victory. He went 1 for 4 on the night and also had an RBI. So give him 3 in his last game and a half. Well, there's a fly ball to center field. Quinn Murphy tracks it down. No advance for the runners. They were tagging, but he had a good throw into his cutoff man, and he will remain at second base.
He just missed hitting that a long way.
That was the catcher, Rob Natale, who flies out deep to center field for the second out of the inning.
That brings up Wyatt Daft, center fielder. 2 outs here. Takes a breaking ball away. Ball 1.
You won't find too many hitters hotter than Wyatt Daft right now. He's up there swinging a big stick.
Fastball in there. Call strike to even it up at 1-1.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Chris Rose after the game. I asked him, is there another better 9-hitter than Wyatt Daft in the league? He said no.
Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Casey DiLorenzo ranges over, gets a glove on it, but he cannot find it as he makes the transition to throw. It's going to be an infield single for Wyatt Daft.
Well,
First and third for Towndock.
Oh, my apologies, Matty. He started out in the series in the 9-hole, was moved up to the 7-hole, now finds himself in the 7-hole again, making things happen any way he can. And I believe that was credited an error, but definitely not something you're worried about at this point of the season. You're just worried about getting on base and passing the torch to the next guy and keeping the lineup rolling.
And that's ball one away to Jack McKnight, third baseman. Takes a breaking ball upstairs, 2-0.
Jack was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Looked like it got him right on the hands of the wrist. He didn't even show any signs of pain. He just took it and went right down to first base.
He's from East Providence. He's tough. Swinging a ground ball, third base, fouled by Lindskog. He fakes a throw to first and attempts another fake to second as the run scores.
That might be back-to-back errors. We're not sure.
That was 100% an error.
It was an error. I'm looking at the scoreboard now. Just switched from 2 to 3. 2 of them coming in this inning. That one's going to result in a run. Jack DeChario scores on the back end of that one.
Brings up Zach Sawyer, and he's going to pop up in foul territory over here. Looks like there's no room to make this play. Oh, keep it in the stadium, and it does. By the way of luck.
Don't all run at once to go get it.
Zach Sawyer had a bases clearing double last game. Actually, he had 2 doubles in that. He was player of the game, wasn't he?
He absolutely was. We got to interview him post-game. If you haven't seen it, check in on the stream. George Donnelly, Sunset League, GDSL 1919 on YouTube. Also on Batmorges Media. And Zach Sawyer's a very fun young kid to talk to. I know that sounds wrong, but he was very polite in his interview as he swings and misses for strike 3.
Wowzers. And we'll be right back down at Cardines Field.
Welcome back to Announcers Say the Darndest Things here at Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. As we start off the bottom of the 4th, it's a 7-4 ball game. Scorpions trailing by 3. Towndock has scored in every inning this game. Scorpions haven't scored since last inning where they put up their biggest inning, which was a 3-spot.
We have a pitching change for Towndock as number 40, Mike Castellani, enters the game. Castellani, one of the workhorses for Towndock, one of the best pitchers that this league's seen in a long time. A decorated 4 years that he's had here in Sunset, a couple of Cy Youngs, and an MVP.
Congratulations, Mike Castellani.
And honestly, the year he won Cy Young and MVP, he easily could have been called Rookie of the Year as well.
Well, I
But
don't-
that would have just been an insult to everybody. I don't know.
Unbelievable way to storm onto into the league and steal the show.
Oh, yeah. Tremendous pitcher.
Well,
He's tough.
if you don't mind, Matty, I'll tell the viewers a little bit about Mike Castellani's regular season. You saw him pitch in 6 games. He started 4 of those. He pitched 30 innings, led up 13 earned runs for an ERA just over 3 at 3.03. Struck out an unbelievable 38 batters in those 30 innings, only walked 8.
I want to say over the other years he's been in this league, he's been sub-1 each of the years.
Oh,
And I would say that most of those runs came in one game. One unfortunate relief appearance, which we had the pleasure of calling, if you remember.
Oh, how could I forget? Lindskog remains up with a 2-2 count. You can find Caden at third base tonight, presumably for all game. Swung on and missed for strike 3. First out of the inning comes via swinging strikeout.
Castellani's going to come into this game and really hope to be a stopper. I mean, he's got to, after a crooked number last inning, they need to slam it down. I mean, a relentless offensive attack for Towndock tonight, scoring in each of the first 4 innings here. They just got to get a couple of zeros, and they should be bringing this thing home.
We've only had 1 half inning tonight where a team didn't score.
Well, that rain's a coming, so they better score some more.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about rain, Matty. It is a fairly cool night here in Newport, Rhode Island. I've decided to wear a sweatshirt for the viewers that can't see me. My first sweatshirt of the year. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but preparing for all fronts.
It was overkill. It was 80 degrees when we started here tonight.
That would explain why I was toasty to start the game. Well, back-to-back strikeouts. Set it up for Ben Miller, the 10-hitter. He walked in his first at-bat. You saw Ben Miller on the mound to start the game. And you can close the book on Dillon James. He went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs. Not sure how many of those were earned, as this one's grounded hardly to second base. And he'll throw to first. That's a 1-2-3 inning.
That's a quick one for Castellani.
Mike Castellani does the job, gets Town back up swinging. We'll be right back for the top of the 5th. 7-4 ball game live at Cardines. And we are live here in the booth for a mid-game interview with Scorpions manager Joe Brooks. Joe, tell me what's going on. How are you going to shut down this Towndock offense?
We're going to try and keep them at bay the best we can. I mean, that's a good hitting team, top to bottom. A lot of the pitchers are, on short rest, but they're in the same boat as us. So, it's who wants it more.
I noticed in the second inning, Ben Miller was able to get the first 2 batters out quickly, and then the floodgates open for a 3 spot. Same exact story happened in the next inning. How do you prevent that from happening again?
We make him come out of the bullpen because he has just been phenomenal out of the bullpen. It's one of his first starts of the year, maybe his second. But still, it's a different spot for him, but he was the healthiest arm we had, and he went out and battled for us. He didn't exactly have his stuff, but, he battled.
It looked like he gave it all. You've now gone to your multi-inning weapon, Tyler Real. We've seen him pitch in every single playoff game except one. What are you looking for out of Tyler?
Length. He's going to come at guys. Hopefully he gets first pitch strikes and doesn't really go for the strikeout. Just get the ball in play, and hopefully we can make some.
Anybody you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go back to the dugout?
Ma, how you doing? We're going to go get this one for you. Don't worry.
And before you leave, Matty Borges just wants to ask you one question real quick.
Joe, I noticed some defensive changes. Bumpy moving from catcher to right. Miller down to first. What were those changes, and what did you see? I mean, talk more about that for me.
We've kind of been doing that all year, especially with these two. When I have them both here, they tend to kind of split it pretty 50-50. Usually one of them will, have the starter, through the 5th, and then they flop. But it was just a kind of something we've been doing. We kind of just.
I'll
stayed
tell
with
you
it.
what, that's a good problem to have, having 2 catchers that are that good. 2 guys who can throw out just about anybody that challenges them.
Absolutely.
That's a good problem
Matty.
to have.
No, you're right. We're definitely blessed to have those guys, and even you see right there, I mean, that's Bumpy Primati's out there making a play in right field for us. So, definitely versatile guys, and, I got a great group here.
What is it, a prerequisite for the Scorpions? You either have to be a shortstop or a catcher?
Yeah. If you don't catch, you have to play an infield spot. You have to run fast. You have to just be gritty. And that's no, I'm just kidding. But these guys, they got it. They
are
for
gritty,
sure.
I'll tell
They're
you that.
athletic. They're athletic. I let them play more times than not.
Well, thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate your time. In mid-game, this is tough to take the time away in a Game 3 nonetheless.
No, absolutely. It calms my nerves a little bit. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Scorpions manager Joe Brooks live in the booth joining us. We appreciate him taking time away from his team to come up here and give us some insight on what's going on here in the George Donnelly Sunset League Championship Game 3. We will have a champion at the end of tonight and cap off an unbelievable summer in a league that's been over in action for 100 years now. As Paca Camelo will face the new Scorpions pitcher Tyler Real. In a 2-1 count, he will foul that off to make it 2-2. And once again, very nice of Joe Brooks to make his way up to the announcer booth. I know this is as high leverage as it gets here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. A winner-take-all game. We have a 3-run ball game. We are not even halfway through this game yet. And he gladly comes up and gives us some terrific insight on what to expect and what we've already seen as this one's popped up to right field. And the new right fielder will make the catch up against the side of the building for the second out of the inning.
And that'll allude to Josh Blaze stepping in here with 2 outs. The left-handed power hitter today is
EH.
He's EHing. Tough out at all times. This is not an easy spot for real.
Swung on and missed to bring the count to 1-1. Real goes into the windup and delivers. Outside for a ball.
One and 2 to Blaze here with 2 down. Facing Tyler Real. Swinging a foul straight back into the net. Blaze hanging on.
Well, Tyler Real is 1 strike away from doing exactly what manager Joe Brooks wants to see out of him. A quick 1-2-3 inning right at the top of this lineup to get the Scorpions offense back up.
I mean, this is the spot where he's got to get through to work very hard as he throws the fastball and sends Blaze back to the dugout. Strike 3. After 5.5, it is 7-4 Towndock. We'll be right back. In steps Trevor Snow as he takes strike 1 from Mike Castellani, Towndock ace. Mike misses away with a changeup, bringing it to 1-1.
Trevor Snow is 1 for 1 on the day with a hit by pitch. He's also come around to score in both those at-bats.
No stranger to scoring runs is Trevor Snow. He's a demon on the base paths.
He's an absolute headlight for the Scorpions offense as he lines a
ball.
one to second base. And we both wanted to do the call very badly on that one. Well, I just want to clarify that is Matty's call and not mine, but me stepping on his toes is nothing new to him, especially sometimes I do it in cleats.
It's not a good feeling, especially when he's wearing those medals. Instead, Danny Desolate. I believe he's an EH today. So that's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Parker makes a hell of a play to backhand side and throws on the run and pulls Colin McCarthy off the bag. Excellent bid by Parker.
Well, I'd say you credit him with an infield single. That was an unbelievable play by Parker Camelo. Would have been the play of the year for them if he had made that play, but just a little too fast as Danny Desolates. And then we saw Colin McCarthy come off the bag for that one to avoid the quick pick.
There's nobody on the Scorpions who doesn't run well. That team, they all run well. They're all deer. And that brings up Quinn Murphy, who lines a ball into right field on the first pitch, making it first and second here for the Scorpions, 1 down. Quinn Murphy wearing his 3rd number of the series here. He was wearing 11, I believe he was wearing 1, and now he's wearing number 6.
Well, regardless of the fabric change, that suddenly brings up the cleanup hitter Cam Wilbur as the tying run.
He's got a knack for hitting big home runs. I mean, this is a good spot. Let's see how Castellani fares against the big lefty. Swinging at ball chopped, but mishandled by Bolwell at second base as this trickles behind shortstop, and they're going to have to settle here. That was probably a double play ball. Do you think so, TJ?
I sure do. You read my mind. I thought that was going to be an inning-ending double play ball on the first pitch. Just skips off his glove as he goes to shuffle it to the shortstop who is covering, and it just kind of trickles away a little bit. All runners advance 90 feet.
That'll bring up Chris Promedes, who lined a ball to the right side for a single his last time up. He's also worn a pitch in the back of that helmet or neck area. That was a terrible sound. I'm sure it rung out through the broadcast. I was far down the right field line when that happened, and everybody stopped and gasped as he takes a breaking ball in there. Strike one.
Yeah, a lot of the people were concerned about the young superstar. That one did not look good. He made his way down to first very gingerly. Manager Joe Brooks came from the third base coaching box all the way to first to check on his superstar.
Swinging the ball fouled back. We'll get off that view so it stops shaking. We don't want anybody to experience any motion sickness during our broadcast. Castellani to his set. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball doesn't come back. 1-2.
Well, it looks like the corners are in on the grass. The catcher is a first baseman in this scenario. The shortstop is in double play depth. Second baseman's kind of filling that big hole over there.
Desolate's at third. Probably going to be aggressive here with the bottom of the order coming up here for the Scorpions. Had something gotten away.
Oh, I knew what you meant. I'm sure the viewers did as well. He's certainly going to be moving on contact if it's in the ground. If it's a line drive, he'll probably either freeze or go back in the air. He's going to go back and tag and listen for his coach to give him the signal to go home.
That fastball's just in, and we have a full count here to Chris Promedes.
Is this a stretch where I say this could be the biggest pitch of the game coming up right here so far?
Yeah, so far, yes. This is a massive spot here. You could see a double play ball or a ball in the gap. Massively changes things for either team. That ball 4 turns into an RBI for Chris Promedes. Dan Desolates comes around to score. We have the second baseman, number 23, Casey DiLorenzo, stepping into the box. Casey's had a fantastic playoffs despite being 0 for 2 this evening. Big spot for Casey. He is very good against left-handed pitching. So we'll see how he fares here against the A's Castellani as he takes a tough pitch down and in for a call strike 1.
Tying run is now in scoring position. Go-ahead run is on the bases at first.
This is hefty of a situation as it gets here as Casey fouls one off down the first base side here. There's a bunch of people heckling here. I don't know who they are or where they're from, but they're funny.
You can find Casey DiLorenzo at second base today.
Oh, yeah. As Casey swings at a cut fastball on the inner part there, strike 3. That's a tough pitch, tough sequence for Casey. The tough call on strike 1. He had to foul something off, and then Castellani's a wizard out there. He threw a corkscrew cutter and took care of him.
1 run already in this inning.
That brings up Dillon Darnborough, number 12, left fielder. He takes another tough call strike as he's 0 for 2 this evening as well. Umpire Manny Ferreira spins around and says, "Not another word."
And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a game break here. Manny Ferreira has some choice words for somebody off to our right. Manager Joe Brooks has come in to join the conversation at home plate. And we're going to have a little bit of a discussion slightly off camera here. We apologize. We can't really get it for you at the moment.
They are just on the edge of both of those.
This conversation is getting fairly animated.
It doesn't look like it's a happy conversation, I can tell you. I got some hands going up like, what do you want me to do?
And we just want to give a shout out to John, who's watching the stream live in Kingston, Massachusetts. Hello, John.
Hey, John Kelly. Hey, subscribe, and we'll mention you. Comment, and I'll respond. All of those things.
Well, after a little break in the action, we are back. Count is now 1-1. Scorpion runners in every direction every direction you look.
Yeah, bases clogged full of Scorpions. Dillon Darnborough. Check swing. Oh, and it looks like there is a He dropped the ball.
Manager Joe Brooks was walking off the field. He knew his runner was picked off. Ball just came out of the third baseman's glove and trickled away slightly.
Oh my goodness, what a back pick by Natali. Great throw. That ball trickled out as McKnight tried to slap that tag on, and Quinn Murphy was toast. There was no shot.
It's getting testy here at Cardines. This game is getting late. Emotions starting to run high as we will crown a champion tonight at some point. We have a long way to go until that happens. We are just past the halfway mark of this ball game.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Dillon Darnborough as that ball's fired into left field. 7-5 Towndock here, and we are at the height of.
We're at the height of emotions right now as this one's starting to get late and people can start to see the writing on the wall. This is a 2-run ball game, and we'll be right back live from Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. Welcome back to Cardines, where we have another special feature for you. We are live in the booth with John McCarthy. How you doing, Johnny Mac?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Johnny Mac, you've been around the leagues for a long time, and it's been forever since I've seen you down in Newport. What got you down here this year?
We got a young group of guys, and I feel like it's hard for everyone to break the ice, and so I'm more of a clown than anything, you know. something to keep the guys entertained, more glue than anything, and I fill in when the bodies are light.
Well, I'll tell you what, fill in you did when we did a couple of games broadcasting down here. I think you started a game 3 for 3.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, every now and then I run into one, and then it's a good thing. If I can reach the ball, I'm swinging. So, the typical stat line is probably 1 for 3 with seeing 6 pitches or something like that.
I know you had a horrific injury to end your season. Can you talk about that? And what happened and all that? If it's not too much.
No. It's a shame. I was kind of being a little bit careless, and I broke my arm skateboarding, and it was a good summer. And but I'm thankful to have broke it before I ever got the opportunity to have a slump. So I had a really good year on paper, but it's going to be half a year.
Well, all right, Johnny. Thank you so much for coming up into the booth, my friend.
Yeah, my pleasure. And it's a close game, so I'm hoping the boys put it together.
All right, brother. Thank you again.
That's Johnny Mack live in the announcer's booth. Thank you very much for coming up. As the first batter of the inning, Colin McCarthy, grounds out to the second baseman. That'll bring up Jonah Moniz, the left-handed hitter for Towndock. He had an RBI way back in the first inning to get this ball game started. That was the first run of the game. Parker Camello scored on the back end of a fielder's choice. And he flew out to the second baseman in his second at-bat and hit an RBI double in his third at-bat. No, I apologize. He hit an RBI single in his third at-bat. Hey, maybe he advanced to second on some sort of throw, Matty. My book's a little unclear. Breaking ball in there for strike two. We'll just forget about that one.
He scored from first on the double. It was a big ball off the wall by Jack DeChario.
That's absolutely correct. Jack's in the middle of a big night himself. He waits on deck, but for now, it's Moniz.
Swinging a one-hopper back to the pitcher, Reality hops over to first and underhand flips it over there to retire Moniz for the second out of the inning.
Well, so far, Tyler Real has done absolutely what Joe Brooks was looking for. He's faced 5 batters, retired them all in a row.
Knock on wood, because Jack DeChario is a tough customer here. Let's see if he can do it twice in a row. That's the big test here. 6 in a row.
Well, if you don't mind me noting, the top of the 5th was the first time all night that Towndock has failed to score. They are 1 out away from back-to-back shutdown innings.
Swinging a drive up the middle for a base hit for DeChario. As he stays hot here, the 2-out single. Bring up Rob Natali, the catcher.
An unbelievable catcher, if you don't mind me saying so.
He's very good.
Well, folks, we're having a lot of fun down here at Cardines. Not too late to come down and check out this hot George Donnelly Sunset League action. We will crown a champion after tonight. And we'll finish up a very long season, an unbelievable season, where these collegiate level players and beyond come from the northeast part of the region and other areas to perfect their craft. As this one's grounded to the third baseman, he will take 2 strides over to first base and throw it away. It goes all the way to the top. Rob Natali will slide into second base. And just like that, the first 2 outs came quick. Now they have the runners on second and third, and it looks like there's going to be a little bit of an injury off to my right. Maybe
I wonder what happened when he went off camera there to the first base side going to get that ball. He might have rolled an ankle trying to pick that ball up. He flipped it to Bumpy Prometheus to make that throw. We'll see what happened there.
Well, that's slightly out of our camera reach, unfortunately. Kind of have a little bit of a view down there. There are a lot of objects down there. There's tarps, there's flagpoles, there's just a little bit of everything over there. The scoreboard, not sure, maybe he ran full speed into the wooden wall.
As Wyatt Daft takes strike 1 from Tyler Real.
Wyatt Daft's 0 for 3 on the night. A batter that has been hot as of late now finds himself up with 2 on and 2 outs in a 2-run ball game.
Haley, I'm broadcasting. I can't talk on the phone.
That one's going to miss up and away. That'll bring the count to 1 and 2. Now the wind is picked up a little bit. It's blowing in from third base over to first base now at a pretty good pace as the pitch from Tyler Real is going to get by the catcher. Here comes the runner. We're going to have a play at the plate, and there'll be no throw. He's safe at the plate. It's an 8-5 ball game on the wild pitch. All of this coming with 2 outs. That's Jack DeChario who breaks for home, and he is safe. Oh, we're gonna have a discussion here now. Manager Manning's coming in from third base, and he's hot. That's gonna be the 3rd out of the inning. Looks like an interference play at home plate. Oh, on the check swing, it's strike 3. Manning's flipping out at home plate. He's not happy. He doesn't get the answer he wants from Manny Ferreira. It's going to be another Towndock player or coach in there, and that Conversation's animated too. Manning has not left the conversation. Manning's getting 2-on-1. Oh, the Scorpions have cleared the field.
Looks like they're going to have a conversation, come together and talk about whatever's going on here. I don't see the issue here. If it's strike 3, nothing else happens after that.
Well, that would be Wyatt's second strike.
However, if that's drop third strike, that ball gets there, he needs to tag the runner. So that ball is abandonment, if anything, if the runner...
And manager Joe Brooks is standing there as of right now. He's on the winning end of this argument.
I'm not sure that was right there, because you have to tag, correct, you have to tag the third runner. It was abandonment.
Well, here's the discussion right now. Apparently it was a looking strike 3. Home plate umpire Manny Ferrer says it was not a drop third strike. Manager Manning for Towndock says you got to tag him on a drop third strike. Commissioner Chris LaRose says he gave himself up. It's chaos.
I would say he gave himself up there. That seems fair to say.
Well, we have 3 umpires right here right now. They're all on the same page. Looks like a Towndock coach is right here is trying to protest the game. Commissioner Chris LaRose says no. Well, this is just about as hot as it gets. Manager Joe Brooks comes out of the winning end of that. No run scores. And welcome back to Cardines here in Newport, Rhode Island, as we enter the home half of the 6th inning on the back of a controversial call. And the way last inning unfolded is Wyatt Daff will go down on a strikeout. Run does not score. And we will move on from that one. 3 umpires all on the same page about what would happen. That brings up the third baseman, Caden Lindskog, in a 2-run ball game. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. Fans are getting lively and testy here. Well, one set of fans are very pleased with the outcome. The other set are very displeased. And the first pitch to David Miller misses for ball 1. He hit to right field, but it will go foul out of play.
That wind is shifted here. We usually have a southwesterly wind blowing out to left center. But right now we have a swirling wind coming in from right and across towards right. It's kind of
and he'll check on the runner over at first. Nothing doing there as he slides back in with plenty of time.
So this would be a northeasterly wind with this wind direction coming in here.
Northeasterly, do you say?
Yes, coming out of the northeast.
Well, I left my compass at home, but I take your word for it, Matty.
Been playing here a long time. I know what direction I'm facing.
And that's right. We are live in the booth with 2008 George Donnelly Sunset League MVP Matty Borges sitting off to my left.
Ah, jeez.
Ground ball, left side. This is going to be a double play ball. Third baseman throws it to second. Second baseman throws it to first for the double play. He goes around the horn on a 5-4-3, and just like that, the leadoff hit by pitch is erased.
What a job by Jack McKnight to get that started. He had a nice routine hop, delivered a strike to Bolwell as he got rid of it in a hurry over to first.
That's a great play by Jack McKnight to take all the momentum away. They are 1 out from getting back up swinging. Well, I haven't had a chance to tell you about the new right-handed pitcher from Towndock. It's Calvin Battersby. During the regular season, you saw him pitch 8 times, one of those being starts. He pitched 16 innings, gave up 10 earned runs for a 4.38 ERA, struck out 30 batters in those 16 innings. And he did walk 6. Well, Towndock has 7 runs on 9 hits. They've committed 2 errors. Scorpions have 5 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 4 errors. As that one's in there for strike 2. Count quickly, 1-2. Ben Miller's the 10 hitter. You saw him as the pitcher. Now will take over as DH, as Tyler Rial will handle the pitching duties. Inside for ball 2. Calvin Battersby, the right-handed pitcher, primarily out of the bullpen, has a little bit of a sidearm piece, as this will be swung on and missed for strike 3. It'll go straight to the backstop, and there'll be no play at first base. It's actually going to bounce off his glove and go towards the scoreboard. Ben Miller will stay right at first base and not put himself in harm's way. Well, instead of a 1-2-3 inning, that'll bring up the top of the order for the always dangerous Trevor Snow. Trevor is 1 for 2 on the day. He was also hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs. And he represents the tying run. It's starting to get late, bottom 6. Oh, temperature dropping, wind picking up, emotions high.
Yeah, the temperatures dropped quite a bit. It was about 82 degrees at the start of this, and now the choice of a sweatshirt and jeans is looking pretty good for you, TJ.
Yeah, I look like a genius for the first time. Well, Trevor Snow steps up with the famed orange Marucci in a big spot. He represents a tying run, as that one's a generous strike on the outside corner. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Manager Joe Brooks at first base giving signals right now. He knows he got away with one last inning. In there for strike 2. Calvin Battersby is very quick to the plate. Ben Miller takes his lead off first base, and a modest one at that. Superstar Danny Deslitz waits on deck, but for now it's Trevor Snow. Battersby comes set. Fouled straight back into the net. We'll do it again. Yeah, we just want to give a shout out to Joe live watching the stream from Alston. Hello, Joe.
That's not Dr. Joe Bunker, is it?
Ooh. That one's going to hit him. That one's going to hit Trevor Snow. That's his second hit by pitch of the game. And that's exactly who that would be, Matty Borges. The great Dr. Joe checking in live from the city of Boston, just on the outskirts in Alston. And we don't want to say his last name on the air because there are people looking for him currently.
Secret family?
Well, Joe's a fine ball player in his own right. Not quite as young as some of these players that we see, but still hits the ball very far and runs very fast.
That'll bring up Danny Deslitz, who's going to mosey on down to third base and have a chat with his manager, Joe Brooks, as Trevor Snow's taking a minute over at first.
A very brief discussion at that.
I think he was just giving Trevor a minute. He kind of didn't know where to be. Had to fill up the time there.
Well, Trevor's been hit by 2 pitches tonight.
That one was flush, this past one. As Danny takes a ball down, ball 1. Danny's been hot all year. One of the league leaders in hits. It's been a problem for every team that's had to face him. Danny's in the driver's seat, 2-0 here against Calvin Battersby. Breaking ball down and away to make it 3-0.
Green light or red light, Matty?
With Quinn Murphy on deck, I'm saying red light, but honestly, with the way Danny's been swinging the bat, I wouldn't have a problem. So he takes a fastball up and in, call strike, make it 3-1. His time is called. Danny takes a step to collect himself, digs back in. Battersby, who's extremely quick to the plate, gets to a set, and here he comes. And that ball's away. Bases loaded for Quinn Murphy. Already with a home run tonight. Geez, he's had, what, 5 in his last 6 or 7 games here down at Cardines in the Sunset League. One of the toughest guys to have to see step in the box in this situation is Mike Castellani waltzes out to the mound to have a chat with Calvin Battersby. Mike, the elder statesman of pitchers on the team, former professional, obviously has some words of wisdom to pass down to his mentee, Calvin Battersby.
Quinn Murphy represents the great town of Barrington, Rhode Island, plays his collegiate ball at Division I UMaine. Already has a 3-run homer tonight. He's probably got 4 or 5 in the last 6 or 7 games. Right guy, right spot. Go ahead run in scoring position. I'm sorry, tying run in scoring position. Go ahead run on first base.
Yeah, they could flip the script and take a 2-run lead of their own if he's able to connect the way he can.
This is the biggest spot of the season yet for Quinn Murphy.
I feel like we say that every other inning here, but it's true. Each of these situations becomes more and more important. Swinging a pop-up behind the backstop here. Rob Vitale goes flying around and brings that one in. What a spot!
That's Rob Natale making the catch.
What a job by Rob there. As we are still knotted up here, 7-5, Towndock leads it after 6.5. We'll be right back.
We're going to have a little mid-inning interaction here. Commissioner Chris LaRose has gone down onto the field. He's having a meeting with home plate umpire Manny Ferreira, Scorpions manager Joe Brooks, and player coach Josh Blaze. Not sure what the conversation's about. Appears to be semi-animated. They're just getting all on the same page.
I can tell you what it's about. It's 100% about the incoming weather. We have a 100% chance of downpouring on its way here as some fans are making some good noise down the third baseline.
One manager walked away from that conversation looking very satisfied. The other one has remained in the conversation, does not look happy. I'm not going to say who's who. You be the judge.
Who's got a lead?
Oh, that should answer the question right there, as Scorpions manager Joe Brooks will slowly make his way back to his dugout, shaking his head. Well, that'll bring up Towndock. Enter the top of the 7th. It's a 7-5 ball game.
Yes. Because the appeal is after the run scoring.
Come on, Eddie, let's go. Come on.
Tyler Real goes out for another inning of work out of this bullpen. He has shut down this vicious Towndock offense with back-to-back 0 spots. Can he do it a third time in a row? We'll see.
Big swing and a miss. Jack McKnight off the breaking ball from Tyler Real.
Due up this inning for Towndock is the 8-hitter Jack McKnight, the 9-hitter Zach Sawyer, and the 10-hitter Aiden Bulwell. All three very memorable, highly talented players. You'll remember Zach Sawyer, who's on deck as the player of the game.
Yep, count.
1-1.
Breaking ball misses outside. Real goes into the windup and delivers. Fastball in there for strike 2.
You know who scored on that wild pitch?
A big thank you to Mrs. Natali as she dropped off the baseballs to home plate umpire Manny Ferreira there. As Sawyer steps in.
Her son makes an unbelievable play to end a bases loaded rally, and then she helps out behind the scenes. Gotta love that.
Absolutely. Swinging a foul into Cam Wilbur's mask is it's 0-2 on Zach Sawyer. Home plate umpire Manny Ferreira is going to take a waltz out to the mound and give Cam a second to reset.
That one looked painful.
It rattled him pretty good. Just the body language on that said that enough.
He took over as catcher back in the top of the 5th inning. He is not the starting catcher. This one's going to be popped up to the center fielder, and it will get down on the ground. It pops out of his glove.
Despite playing so shallow, that ball just died. The wind really took the life out of it. Quinn had to turn on the jets and flew in and tried to slide and was unable to come up with it.
Well, that's exactly right. Looked like he had it squared up. Wind might have taken it 3 or 4 feet off to his throwing arm side, then had to kind of readjust at the last second, had his glove facing the wrong way. Ball falls on the ground. E8. Well, that'll bring up Aiden Bulwell. You'll struggle to find a hitter hotter than this right now. Finds himself in the 10 spot as he grounds to the shortstop. This is going to be a tough play. The only play will be at first. He throws across the diamond for the second out of the inning. That'll go down as a fielder's choice, advancing Sawyer to second base. And back to the top of the lineup now for Parker Camello. He's the shortstop today for Towndock. He singled in his first at-bat, came around to score, singled in his second at-bat, came around to score, walked in his third at-bat, and flew out to right field in his fourth at-bat. Finds himself up here for the 5th time tonight in a 3-run ball game as the score has been updated to 8-5 after a little bit of a meeting at home plate. They've decided that that run did score at the plate. On the strike 3 call, batter gave himself up, so no need for a tag out. Inning ends there. Tyler Real still doing a terrific job out of the Scorpions bullpen. Looks like it's his game to have. Checks on his runner once, checks on his runner twice, leg kicks and delivers. In there for a called strike to bring the count to 1-1. Well, while these highly talented collegiate level and above hitters make their way down to the George Donnelly Sunset League. This is a league that started in 1919, one of America's oldest continuously run amateur leagues. And we play in a ballpark that's over 100 years old in downtown Newport, Rhode Island.
Swinging a pop to the right side. Looks like there's a shot in the stands. Oh, wow.
I think that one rattled off the net and came back near the dugout.
Joining us in the booth is my beautiful daughter, Veda, as Parker Camello takes a tough pitch for strike 3.
Hi,
Wanna say
Veda.
hi to the people, Veda?
Hi.
Veda's down here with me, helping set up almost every night. This kid goes up, climbs fences, mounts cameras, gets it done for Dad. We thank her for that.
And we'll be right back for the home half of the 7th inning live at Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island. And welcome back to Cardines here in downtown Newport, Rhode Island, as Cam Wilbur will lead it off. For the Scorpions, the big left-hander comes up to the plate. He grounded into a fielder's choice and got an RBI in his first at-bat, reached on error by the shortstop in his second, reached on error by the second baseman in his third at-bat. Finds himself up here to lead off this Scorpions offense, trailing by 3. Bottom of the 7th. Swung on and missed. Now it looks like a little bit of bad weather is making its way into the ballpark as fans scamper to go underneath the 100-plus-year-old bleachers overhang. There's the pitch. This one's fouled off and out of play. The protective netting saves it from going out onto the street. Manager Joe Brooks will stick that one in his pocket for now. And we want to thank Commissioner Chris LaRose, who's sitting a few seats off to my left, for putting all this together every year. Chris LaRose, for the last 17 years, has been at the helm of the George Donnelly Sunset League, taking time away from his family to bring you some of the best players in the Northeast region of the United States and beyond, all together to play in this very competitive league, as Wilbur will strike out swinging for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Chris Prometheus. He was the catcher to start the game, shifted to right field, and then was immediately tested with back-to-back fly balls as soon as he got out there. He was hit by a nasty pitch in the head in his first at-bat, rang right off the helmet, didn't ricochet off anything else. He singled in his second at-bat, and then he walked in a run in his third at-bat as that ball misses for a ball. That one's in there for a strike, and he doesn't like it. He's going to go on a lengthy walk off the left of the camera and have a little bit of a conversation with himself as he steps back in, frustrated. He thought he had a good take, should be 2-0, but the count's 1-1. swung on and missed. Maybe foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, not sure. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Pitcher comes set. Here's the delivery. Breaking ball is going to freeze him for strike 3 looking. That's the second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. That'll bring up Casey DiLorenzo. He's the second baseman tonight. He's 0 for 3. Well, this Scorpions offense is vicious. They can come back very quickly. Running out of time here as that one misses inside for ball 1. Manny Ferrer is hearing it from the fans. Same exact pitch will miss inside for ball 2. Breaking ball is in there for strike 3. He's seen 3 pitches this at bat, and all 3 have been breaking balls. Count is 2-1. Dillon Dombro, the left fielder, waits on deck, but for now, it's DiLorenzo. That one's going to be inside for ball 3. Another breaking ball. Fastball catches the outside corner. That brings the count full. Fans, as far as the eye can see in both directions, it's getting late here at Cardines. This one's going to be pop foul. We'll do it again. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream. We are live on YouTube tonight, broadcasted around the world. Please subscribe to the channel. Maybe share the stream with someone in your life that you know who loves baseball. The 3-2. Breaking ball is swung on and missed for strike 3. Calvin Battersby strikes out the side, and we'll be right back for the top of the 8th, live from Cardines. This George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has been brought to you in part by Sitting Bull Tattoo, located at 136 Thames Street in Newport, Rhode Island. As we enter the top of the 8th in a 3-run ball game, Tyler Real will stay on the mound for the Scorpions Baseball Club. He'll have to deal with Josh Blaze, Colin McCarthy, and Jonah Mones this inning. This one's going to be Popped up to right field by Josh Blaze for the first out of the inning. And if you may have noticed, Josh Blaze went up to that at bat wearing pink batting gloves. Those batting gloves were given to Chris Rose by his mother. She passed away in early January of this year. Josh Blaze wore those batting gloves to honor his late mother in an emotional moment here at Cardines. Not sure if we'll see Chris LaRose in the game today, but he was able to pass them off to veteran left-handed hitter Josh Blaze. And our thoughts go out to Chris Rose. He promised his mother that he would only have those games, or those batting gloves used in games that are for championship trophies. And tonight's the night he busted them out. He's been waiting all year to do it. And he passes them off to his teammate and good friend Josh Blaze, who flies out to right field. Well, that'll bring up Colin McCarthy. Colin walked in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat, hit a rocket to left field that was caught in his third at-bat, and grounded out to second base in his fourth at-bat. Breaking ball misses low. That'll be ball 4 to Colin McCarthy, the big left-handed first baseman. Well, that'll bring up left-handed hitter and left fielder Jonah Mones. And we had the pleasure of interviewing Chris Rose live in the announcer's booth just a couple nights ago. He was talking about how it's been an injury-riddled season for him, but he's still able to get out here. He was the DH, and he got a hit in his last game and then had a pinch runner relieve him at second base. He's not in the lineup tonight, but still somehow finds his way into stealing the show. That's classic Chris Rose, and we want to thank him for all the hard work he puts in here in the George Donnelly Sunset League, as the count is 2-0. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Jonah Mones is the cleanup hitter tonight. Another one of these highly talented collegiate-level hitters that finds barrels for days when he's at the plate. That one's going to miss badly to bring the count to 3-1. Tyler Real has been an absolute workhorse out of manager Joe Brooks' bullpen. He's pitched in every single playoff game except for one. The 3-1. In the dirt, that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by the right-handed pitcher Tyler Real. That'll advance Colin McCarthy 90 feet up to second base as Jonah will take first. That brings up the big right-hander Jack DiCario. He started this whole scoring onslaught with a fielder's choice RBI way back in the first. Lots happened since then. He also has a double and a single to his credit tonight. He scored 2 runs to go along with his 2 RBIs. That one's in there for a called strike 1. Breaking ball is going to be fouled off out of play. This one's heading towards the firehouse off to my right. And I'm sure they're tuned in on the live stream. They've been known to make their way over here during highly important games. They've also been known to drive their ambulance right onto the field. We've had some bad injuries this year. That one's going to miss up and away, a fastball for a ball. In there for a called strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. This George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has also been brought to you in part by Ben's Furniture. Find them at 166 Dame Street in Newport, Rhode Island, or online at bensfern.com. Well, that'll bring up Rob Natale. You've seen him behind the plate in games 1 and games 3. He's got a laser for an arm, hits balls for miles. And it wasn't too long ago that he made a unbelievable catch in foul territory with the bases loaded off left-handed hitter Quinn Murphy to extinguish that rally as this one's fouled off to bring the count to 0-2. Well, that's home plate umpire Manny Ferreira back there. And we've seen Manny many times throughout the year. He's riding with a 3-man crew tonight. He is the crew chief of this umpire association that we have down here in Rhode Island. As Real will drop down to the side, and this one's fouled off. We'll do it again. And we just want to remind anyone that's walking in downtown Newport, Rhode Island, those are not souvenirs. If you see a baseball on the side of the road, please walk it back into the park, regardless if it has a scuff from the pavement on it. We really appreciate that. But we can't make you. That one's going to be taken high right at the letters. Rob's one of the toughest catchers to run on. He's got a rocket for an arm, not afraid to back pick. Real comes set. The delivery. Low and away. Brings the count to 2-2. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike 3 looking. Well, that'll extinguish the threat. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's crunch time here at Cardines. We'll be right back. A special treat for you. We are live in the booth with Henry Kearns. Henry, you play at UMaine, a Division I college. You're heading into your sophomore year. Why don't you recap your summer for us real quick?
I had a blast with this league, really good competition. I played here last year, but not as much, but it's been a blast ever since I've been here. I'm so excited, had a great time, just, yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Henry, you represent the great city of Warwick, Rhode Island, I'm told. You're going to go back to college and absolutely mash balls. Back in game 2, you were going from first to third and came up with a hamstring injury. You had to be taken out of the game, and you are not in there. How much does this kill you to not be out there with the boys right now?
I really miss it, man. I wish I was out there and right now, but just unfortunate what happened. I'm here, still going to cheer on my guys. Hopefully we're going to come out with a dub, I got a lot of faith in these guys.
You were an unbelievable player in high school. You've moved on to a Division I college where you're tearing it up, I'm told. What's next after this for you?
Just go back to college and keep doing my thing, I gained a lot of confidence this year, Hopefully you could roll that into college,
That's Henry Kearns live in the announcer's booth. He's a terrific ball player who I had the pleasure of meeting this year and calling games for. Thank you very much, Henry. Really appreciate it. Well, count will be 1-1 on the right-handed batter, Dillon Darnbro. And quickly 1-2. Dillon's 0 for 3 on the night with 3 strikeouts. We don't want to say what happens if he takes a 4th right now, but baseball fans will know. Fouled straight back into the protective netting right in front of me. I didn't flinch. Count is 1-2 on the tough right-hander. Scorpions Baseball Club down to their final 6 outs as this one's popped up into right field. This is going to be a tough play. Right fielder will lose his hat, but still make the catch for the first out of the inning. Score that one an F9 if you're scoring at home. I know many of you are. Well, that'll bring up the third baseman today, Caden Lindskog. He's over 2. He got hit by a pitch in his last at bat. And he'll try a base hit bunt. This one's going to be foul tipped directly into the catcher, Rob Natale. Looks like it got him in a little bit of an area where there are no protective gear on. And he's had an unbelievable series behind the plate. We've called games for him earlier in the season. A terrific young ball player. He's got a rocket for an arm, and he wore a pretty tough one there, maybe off the thigh or the quad. And manager Manny Ferreira will take a brief walk out to the mound, then take his time getting back clean off the plate just to give the young man a couple seconds extra to regain his composure, as that one's a nasty pitch in there for strike 2. Count quickly 0-2. Well, David Miller waits on deck, but for now, it's Lindskog. That one's going to miss outside. Foul tipped right off the catcher again. And fans, make sure you're following us on Instagram at GDSL1919. That one's going to be skipped in there for another ball.
This is not something you usually before.
The 2-2 pitch just misses. That'll bring the count full. This one's going to be chopped left side. This is going to be a tough play for the third baseman. He will field it cleanly, but no throw. Score that one, an infield single for Caden Lindskog. And we have not had the time to tell you, so I will now. The new right-handed pitcher for Towndock is the always talented Tyler DeCecco. You saw him during the regular season pitch in 9 games. All those out of the bullpen. He pitched 13 1/3 innings. 1-1 record. He let up 10 earned runs for an ERA of 5.26. Struck out 17 batters in those 13 innings of work, as that one will miss low. David Miller's the first baseman today. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Finds himself up, trailing by 3 with a runner on first. One out here, bottom of the 8th.
Runner's aggressive.
This one's going to be low and away for ball 2. Bring it to 2-0. Ben Miller, the starting pitcher for the Scorpions, waits on deck.
I'll tell you what, one way to get Joe Brooks pretty angry would be getting picked off right here. He's hopping around quite a bit.
You absolutely can't get picked off down 3. That'd be unreal. I don't want to say that run is meaningless, but he is in a classic station-to-station situation right now. No need to be aggressive in the slightest bit. Just let the batters behind you do all the work, advance 90 feet at a time, and go from there. Low and away, 3-1 count. Well, if he was to get picked off right now, there'd be nobody on with 2 outs, but if he stays where he is and this guy walks, tying run comes to the plate. That is a massive swing.
That it is. And
DH1 on the day, Ben Miller, waits in the on-deck circle. I don't think he's got any hits, but he hit a ball very hard to second on one of those grounded outs.
That's exactly correct. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. He did come around to score on that walk, but that was way back in the 3rd inning a long time ago, and a lot's happened since then. Oh, it's going to be a check swing, strike 3.
That was a pretty good pitch there by DeCecco. Looked to be a front door breaking ball, and Dave Miller just couldn't pull the trigger. Fastball away for ball 1. The pitch. Fastball in there. Call strike. DeCecco working quickly here in the 1-1 count. Checks a runner and delivers. Ground ball to Bolwell at second base. Only one play, first down. He retires them. Only one left on, but nobody comes around to score. Still 8-5 Towndock. After 8 complete, we will be back. And we are back here in the top of the 9th inning with Towndock clinging to an 8-5 lead here. Center fielder Wyatt Daft enters the box to face Tyler Real. Daft is 0 for 4 on the evening. He's been swinging a hot bat though. Looking to be a headlight as he's taken ball 1 upstairs.
Wyatt was able to reach on a hard ground ball that ate up the second baseman. We were stranded on second.
That's right. Swinging a hot shot down the third baseline. Coach Manning has to dance like he's being shot at in an old Western or something.
If you don't mind
Evens
me,
it up to 1-1.
if you don't mind me saying so, it was a little bit of a slight delay by Manning. By the time he jumped, the ball was already by him.
Swinging a pitch and a ball driven to the left side out of play. Into the net and lands right next to Coach Manning once again.
That one's certainly not as close.
So 1-2 on Wyatt Daft. Real gets his sign. Wind up and the pitch. Fastball high. Ball 2. 2-2. Wyatt Daft. The pitch. Way outside. Not close.
Wyatt Daft's had an unbelievable series, an unbelievable playoff run. He patrols center field like the best of them. Bat got hot, might have cooled off tonight, but he's 3 outs away from winning a championship in the George Donnelly Sunset League.
Fastball upstairs, ball 4. It's going to bring up Jack McKnight, the third baseman. Joe Brooks is on his way to the mound to have a chat. I wonder if he's taking the ball from him here, or it looks like he is. I don't know who's coming out. Oh, it looks like we have Pat Jones right out of the dugout here. Come in and face Jack McKnight. Jones was the starter in Game 1, as well as the Game 1 in the Mudville series. Pat Jones is a tough left-hander. Originally went to UMaine and then came back and went to CCRI. Had a hell of a year over there. Got up over 90. And he's down here in Sunset getting his work in for the summer. He's been a tough customer all year. He's got a devastating breaking ball, good changeup, good movement on the fastball, runs away from right-handed batters, can tie up a lefty. He's a good pitcher, man. This is a tough spot for Jack McKnight to come in if they want to extend this lead.
You might see Pat Jones touch 90 miles per hour tonight, and he's coming in on short rest.
I mean, some guys are on short rest, throw a little harder than their usual game ready. I'm not one of those guys, but we'll see if Pat is here tonight.
Pat's just a little bit younger than you.
Pat's got to be, what, 20?
And only getting better.
Yeah, he's still got room to grow into that body. He's still a pup. You know, a lot of these young players, they're not all the way developed yet. I mean, I think back to last year, or really the past 2 years, watching Casey DiLorenzo grow up. I mean, when he came into the league, he was a 5'9", 150-pound kid, and now he's about 5'11", 200 pounds, solid. He's an athlete, man. He's a man now. But Pat Jones is looking pretty sharp here in his warm-ups.
Well, I do want to make a slight correction. Pat Jones actually pitched Game 2 of this series, so on 1 day's rest, he pitched 52 pitches on Tuesday night.
Oh, wow. So he's might be on fumes, but who knows, man? This is as high a stakes as you're going to have here in the Sunset League. Game 3, trailing 3. 9th inning. You got some traffic on already, but he's got to slam this door shut, and Scorp's got to get to work offensively. They've put up a few zeros in a row here, so they're going to have to really lock in, get that headlight on. They can't play for one, obviously.
We saw Pat Jones in the regular season. He appeared in 4 games on the mound, 3 of them being starts, 5.77 ERA, but struck out 26 batters. As you mentioned, he's a UMaine product, made his way back down to Rhode Island, finds himself here in the George Donnelly Sunset League with his team trailing 3 in the championship game.
As Pat misses up and away, ball 1 to Jack McKnight. Coach Manning giving a huge amount of signs over there. He is going through the kitchen sink. Misses outside for ball 2. And you wonder here in the 2-0 count if we're going to have a hit and run here. Towndock has always been a team that does the little things to win. They'll lay down that bunt. They'll go first to third on that single. They do a lot of things that are good. And it seemed like a hit and run based off of the swing, but runner did not take off. I wonder if there was a missed sign there.
You know what we've also seen Towndock do against the lefties that the Scorpions have on the mound is they like the delayed steal.
That they do.
Still giving signs. Batter takes a look down.
2-1. That hit and run still in play. There it was, but it was fouled off.
Matty, do you remember that unbelievably good double play that Jack McKnight started just a couple innings ago on defense?
Absolutely.
Threw it around the horn. An unbelievable glove from this young fellow.
He's been a guy that's taken away quite a few extra base hits from me through the few seasons he's played down here. Hit a couple hot shots, and he's, diving backhand here. All sorts. Kid's an athlete. Great glove.
Catch all George Donnelly Sunset League high-def replays on the Bat Morges Media page on YouTube. Find your clips, highlights, and extended GDSL coverage. Bat Morges Media.
Swinging a pop-up to right. Right fielder Chris Prometheus moseys over and handles the high pop. There's a tough wind going on here. The wind is now blowing across from left to right. Straight out of the west. That'll bring up Zach Sawyer. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Had a tremendous game, too. Was player of the game, couple of doubles. So he takes a fastball in for ball 1. I'm going to think that they're going to try and do another hit and run here. This is a good contact guy. He puts the bat on the ball. His strikeouts have all come after 2 takes, and then he's up against it there with 2. So he understands what's going on as far as making contact.
Well, they're up by 3 runs, so this is exactly the time that you would do something like that. Let the rich get richer, as they say.
I think Coach Manning's getting a little frustrated. I think Wyatt hasn't taken off on his hit and run sign, and he's let his other hitters get into a tough spot as Sawyer takes a high call strike, 1-2.
That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
Well, we would have seen the height of it there on that view. Sorry about that. Swinging a pop-up into foul territory on the right side. Dave Miller's ranging over, but he runs out of room, and this is off the covered portion of the grandstand.
And that's right. No need to duck for cover down there. You do have a roof over you.
That you do, and we actually have a new camera angle down there tonight, which is this guy up here that overlooks the side. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. But back to the regular action as Pat Jones comes to the set, delivers his pitch. Big breaking ball in there. Call strike 3. That thing is tough, man. That thing looked like it was a give-up pitch, something that was going to be way away, and it just turned the corner, came right back down, hit the black, strike 3.
Matty, before we run out of time, do you want to give a shout-out to the very nice gentleman who takes all the terrific photos for the players on and off the field?
I'll tell you what, you'll see his logo in the top right of the top right of your TV screen right now, Chip Shots Photography. We are so lucky to have Chip be a part of this league and really put forth all these images for these guys to share and distribute to their family members and their loved ones and whatnot. It's really cool. You make us look amazing. Thank you for being such a good guy and having us look professional.
There's an absolute web gem meet. Casey DiLorenzo ranges in the hole, pirouettes, throws a strike to first. Holy cow, what a play, Casey.
I wish I hit that button.
We'll be right back live from Cardines. And we are live here at Cardines Field as the Scorpions are down to their final 3 outs of the season. They trail by 3 runs, but they do have the right guys coming up. Leading off for the Scorpions Baseball Club is Trevor Snow. In his first at bat, he singled and came around to score. In his second at bat, he was hit by a pitch and came around to score. Grounded out to second base in his third at bat and was hit by a pitch in his third at bat or plate appearance. Join us for our 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League Hall of Fame induction ceremony this Saturday, August 22nd from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Portsmouth Portuguese American Citizens Club in beautiful Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Tickets are $25 per person, catered food in a cash bar, and I will be your MC for the night. That one will miss to bring the count to 2-1 on Trevor Snow. And we've had the pleasure of interviewing Trevor Snow multiple times in the booth during this playoff run, a gentleman who just seems to always steal the show. As this breaking ball is going to be fouled off. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Well,
rain getting a little bit more intense down here. It's starting to come down a little bit as you're seeing some raindrops hit the screens.
Well, Towndock was able to knock off the number 1 seed R&R Construction the first round of the playoffs rather easily. Now they've been pushed to the limit in the championship series as this one is swung on and missed by Trevor Snow for strike 3. 1 out in the 9th inning.
Great job by Tyler DeCecco. That 2-seamer really had some good arm side run, tied him up.
Well, that'll bring up Danny Deslitz. He's the EH tonight. We had the pleasure of interviewing Joe Brooks. In the middle of a game the other day, I asked him, who is the gentleman in your clubhouse or in your dugout that keeps things most light when times are tough? He said, without a doubt, it's Danny Deslitz. And he finds himself up here trailing by 3 in the 9th inning as he will look at strike 2 to bring the count to 0-2. Fans are on their feet in both directions. They can smell blood in the water. Towndock 1 strike and then 2 outs away from a championship. Here's the leg kick and the delivery. Low and away, ball 1. The always dangerous Quinn Murphy waits on deck. Cam Wilber in the hole.
Hey, they're missing Henry Carnes big time in this situation. You'd love to be able to pinch hit one of your best hitters right here.
That one's low and going to bring the count to 2-2.
Not necessarily for Danny, but a little bit further down the line, that's an at-bat I wouldn't mind taking from somebody else. No offense to anybody, but Henry's one of the best.
Fouled off, and you also forgot to mention Damon the Swiss Knife Asensio. He is not here for a crucial Game 3 for the Scorpions Baseball Club. We've seen him do everything. We've seen him hit bombs. We've seen him play left field. We've seen him play third base. We've seen him pitch. We've seen him base hit bunt. We've seen him do it all. He is not here tonight for this Scorpions offense that's still dominant from top to bottom, but maybe a tiny bit depleted on the back end of it. As this one's going to be up and in, that'll bring the count full. Well, the Scorpions certainly need base runners, and they've got a good one right here at the plate. That one's going to be skipped in. It's a 1-out walk, and the Scorpions have life.
That is exactly what Joe Brooks needed right there. I mean, despite this not even being the tying run, this is the right guy to have up in this situation. He popped out in a big spot last time, but I don't think he's going to do that twice in a row based off the history, or this recent history at least.
Tying run waits on deck. This game has also been brought to you by Dovetail Bats. Contact Matty Borges for the hardest wood in the game. Big league pop without a big league price. Rise above. As the count is 1-0. Quinn Murphy is a collegiate teammate of Henry Kearns, who we just had in the booth. Henry Kearns, an unbelievable center fielder. He shifts over to right field when his collegiate teammate is here in the lineup, and that is not the case tonight as Henry Kearns finds himself out of the lineup with a hamstring injury. Now he's just off to my right-hand side rooting on his teammate as he looks to get this offense going. He's actually down at first base coaching. This one's going to be hit high and deep to center field, but Wyatt Daff's in a good position to make the catch for the second out of the inning. A very loud second out. Scorpions are down to their final out of the season. Well, that'll bring up the always dangerous Cam Wilber. Another one of these big lefties that hits balls for miles for the Scorpions. First pitch swinging, and he chops it foul. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Well, the Scorpions season on life support as they are down to their final out. An unbelievable season for them. They finished as a 2 seed during the regular season, really took it to teams with their offense and their deep pitching. Towndock seemingly coming out of the bottom of the playoff bracket and work their way all the way to the top, and they are 1 out away from raising a championship trophy. Or raising a banner, I should say. The 1-1. That one's going to be in there for a called strike 2, says home plate umpire Manny Ferreira, possibly for the last time of the year. Rain starting to fall here in Newport. We are located directly across the street from the Marriott Hotel, diagonal from the aquarium. This one's going to be lined up the middle for a base hit. Cam Wilbur keeps him alive with a base hit up the middle, and that brings up Chris Prometheus as the tying run. And during the regular season, Chris Prometheus batted .289 with a .429 on-base percentage. And Rob Natale is going to go have a conversation with the right-handed pitcher for Towndock. It's a very brief one at that. Prometheus had 11 hits during the regular season, 2 of them being extra base hits. He had 10 RBIs, which had him in a tie for third on the Scorpions Baseball Club during the regular season. First pitch of the at-bat is in there for a called strike 1. Casey DiLorenzo waits on deck if it gets that far. Ground ball, right side. This one's going to get through into right field. All runners will advance 90 feet.
What a spot for Casey DiLorenzo here. This, again, is the at-bat of the season.
Well, we haven't said that before, have we, Matty?
And in comes to the booth my lovely daughter, Veda.
Hi, Veda.
Hi.
If you're wondering, Casey DiLorenzo did have 1 home run during the regular season. As he grounds a shortstop, it's going to be a tough play. And he'll step on second, and that's the championship! Towndock wins the George Donnelly Sunset League 2026 season. They come out on top after an entertaining series versus the Scorpions Baseball Club. They lose game 1 and storm back to win games 2 and 3 and steal the championship. An improbable season ends with a banner. Congratulations to Manager Manning and Coach Josh Blaze. You guys are on top. That ball was certainly stung by DiLorenzo, and it looked like it was going to be a tough play, but the shortstop, Paca Camelo, was able to regain his composure and just take it himself and step on second. And that's the ball game. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in all season. It's been an incredible season. Matty, what do you think?
What an incredible game. I wouldn't have expected any less. A hard-fought back-and-forth battle from 2 very tough teams. So much for that warning. We're going to be coming back at you live with the player of the game in a very short break here. We'll be right back.
Post-game coverage is not done yet. We have plenty to bring you. This George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has been brought to you by Sitting Bull Tattoo, located at 136 Thames Street in Newport, Rhode Island. You've got a story, so why hide it? At Sitting Bull Tattoo, you can turn your ideas into bold custom ink that looks incredible today and for years to come. Whether you're getting your first tattoo or adding to your already amazing collection, Dave takes the time to bring your vision to life. Clean lines, vivid detail, and a look that's unmistakably you. Hit up Dave at Sitting Bull Tattoo this week and book your appointment. Sitting Bull Tattoo, where your story takes shape. And the post-game coverage will roll on in just a moment. While we have a moment here, we want to thank Commissioner Chris LaRose for putting all this together. Every single year for the last 17 years, Chris LaRose has been at the helm of the George Donnelly Sunset League as the commissioner, booking fields all around Rhode Island, bringing together some of the highest level talent that the Northeast region and beyond of the United States has to offer. Looks like Towndock will make their way down to the scoreboard and take a team photo and be presented with their banner by Commissioner Chris LaRose. A final score of 8-5. Towndock storms all the way back after falling behind in the series 0-1. They end up winning 2 straight on the backs of their offense. And just off to my right, out of camera view, they are posing for a team photo with their 2026 banner that will be held high here on the chain link fence forever. And fans still celebrating. It's been a great night, been a great season. Catch all of our George Donnelly Sunset League high-def replays on Bat Morges Media page on YouTube. Find your clips, highlights, and extended George Donnelly Sunset League coverage, Bat Morges Media. And we are live in the booth with the player of the game, Jack DeChario. Jack, tonight you were 2 for 5. You had 2 RBIs, you scored 2 runs, and you played an unbelievably good right field. How does it feel to be a George Donnelly Sunset League champion?
Feels amazing. First time here, first year here. Feels amazing to come out as a champion.
During the regular season, you batted an unbelievable 444 with an astonishing 524 on-base percentage, a 1.413 OPS. Yes, a 1.413 OPS. Where do you go from here?
I don't really know, to be honest. I had a great year. I played at Rick for the fall, for the spring. Had a tough year there, so I knew I had to come back with a great summer. I played Legion ball at Upper Deck. Had a good year there, so hopefully translates into in the fall for Rick.
I was very entertained by your style of play. You had a couple of big hits today, none bigger than that RBI double back in the 4th inning. What would you say is the highlight of your season?
Just being with the guys every day. They're a great group of guys. They're older than me, so I got to learn from them. A lot of people played college ball or even more than that on my team, so I had to learn from them a lot.
I noticed that when Josh Blaze came up, I believe it was the 8th inning, he had the pink batting gloves on that belonged to Chris Rose. They were given to him from his mother. Not sure if you were aware of that, but just talk about Josh Blaze in general.
He's an unbelievable guy, great guy, loves the game. I've never seen a guy love the game more in my life. Doing that for Rosie is a special guy for sure.
Josh Blaze led the league in plate appearances this year. He's probably 15 to 20 years older than everybody else, a true leader, a true headlight for you guys, and you guys are George Donnelly Sunset League champions for the 2026 season. What's next for you, and is there anybody you want to give a shout-out to live on the broadcast? We are live on YouTube, broadcasted around the world.
What's up, Mom? That's all I got to say. But that feels amazing, first year here, but the team effort. I'll be back here next year for sure with this team. I love the team. No one better than Towndock.
That's Jack DeChario joining us live in the announcer's booth. He's your player of the game and a 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League champion. Thank you very much, Jack. It was a pleasure to meet you, and we'll be right back with more post-game coverage in a brief moment. And we are live in the booth with Commissioner Chris LaRosa's daughter, Emma. Emma, how special is it that your dad does this for everybody?
Very good. My dad was very hard for the baseball team, and I can't wait for next summer baseball game.
I saw you had Burger King in the booth the other night, then we got Mother's Pizza on Tuesday night. What are you having for dinner tonight?
I don't know.
Ham sandwiches.
That's Emma LaRose joining us live in the booth. This is the George Donnelly Sunset League, and the post-game coverage will continue. Thank you so much, Emma.
Blazer, get in here, bud.
And we are live in the booth with the legend, Josh Blaze himself. Josh, what does it feel like to be a 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League champion?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Come out here all the time for years and, try and have fun, try and build a team with camaraderie, and a group comes together like this, and it's just awesome. It's awesome.
Josh, you led the entire George Donnelly Sunset League in plate appearances. Some of these guys are 15 years younger than you. How do you do it?
You just got to show up. That's half the life. You just show up and you get the plate appearances. Like, it's dedication. It's just a love for the game I have, a love to play every day. And, someone's going to have to drag me off the field one day, probably dead.
We've talked about a lot of the Towndock players over this week. Tell me about Colin McCarthy, one of the quietest superstars I've ever watched play.
Colin's unbelievable. I played against him here. He played for Westcott for a few years. I played against him in Fall River as well, and he would really impress me down there and not get a lot of playing time when I saw him here. So I just talked to him and said, hey, you want to come over to us? We could really use, a lefty bat. And he actually is a catcher as well, and we were kind of thin going into the year at catching position. That ended up filling up. We were able to put him at first base, and he just, again, a guy that showed up all the time, put in the work, and just got better and better as the season went on.
We just had Jack DiCario live in the booth. He's tonight's player of the game. He's a George Donnelly 2026 Sunset League champion, just like you are. Talk about Parker Camello and Wyatt Daft and how special they are.
Well, Camello's just a wizard with the glove. Since we got him coming out of his senior year at high school, I think, 4 years ago, he's just been unbelievable defensively. He's just improved his game year in and year out, offensively as well. And just a great guy, a great kind of leader on this team. Almost a veteran now, if you can believe that. He's only going to be a senior in college next year. And then Wyatt Daft, I mean, the same thing. This is a guy who came to us maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and we didn't really give him much playing time, but he showed up every single day. And as you show up every single day, you get in the lineup. You get in the lineup and you prove yourself. And that's a guy that's dedicated as anybody and just proved himself year in and year out. And I put him in center field, and I don't look back.
Chris Rose is one of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met. In the 8th inning, it looked like you came up with the pink batting gloves. We talked about it in great length on the broadcast, but maybe we want to hear your insight on what was going on there.
That was for my man Rosie, who was trying to do something special. His mother had given those batting gloves to him. She died this past winter, and he said he would only use them in a championship game. And since he wasn't in, he asked me if I'd take him up there. And unfortunately, I couldn't come through with him. But it was just a hat tip to a great woman and my man Chris Rose.
Is there anybody on the stream that you want to give a shout out to? Remember, we are broadcasted live around the world on YouTube on the George Donnelly Sunset League YouTube page.
I guess I'll shout out Matty Burt, my hitting coach. Yes, that's pretty good. And my strength and conditioning coach, John O'Neill. And then my girlfriend's probably not watching this, but love you, Nicole.
You're a 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League champion. What comes next?
Oh, dude, I got playoffs in Fall River. I got playoffs in the 30s and the 40s divisions, man. I probably got like 30 more games to play.
That's Josh Blaze joining us live in the booth. You just saw him. He's a Sunset League champion, and he'll be back next year to lead his team probably.
One more thing. I just want to thank you, TJ, and thank Maddie for putting all this this camera work together and this broadcast. It's really something special for the league. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Well, I really appreciate the kind words from Josh Blaze there. We work very hard. This is not a professional broadcast in the slightest bit. We don't pretend to be, but we give it our best effort, and we have fun up here in the booth. Well, this game has also been brought to you by Dovetail Bats. Contact Matty Borges for the hardest wood in the game. Big league pop without a big league price. Rise above. Surprises will continue. We have Scorpions manager Joe Brooks live in the booth. Joe Brooks, not how you envisioned this one ending, but your team came up in the bottom of the ninth and made a ton of noise. You actually had the walk-off win at home plate in a guy that had a home run during the regular season. Does it get any better than that?
Maybe if we got the big hit, that would have been a little bit better. But no, like I said the other day, this team, they're gritty. They fight to the end, and nobody wanted to be the guy to make the last out. So I think it kind of showed right there. We were in a good spot to score, and better pitch, not as good of a swing. It's okay.
You brought Pat Jones in on 1 day of rest. I think he threw 55 pitches on Tuesday, and he slammed the door to give you guys a fighting chance. Talk about Pat overall. I hear he touches 90 miles an hour at times.
Pat can definitely get up there. I wouldn't say he was there today on the short rest, but he's just another bulldog. He probably shouldn't even have been out there, but he wanted the ball, and he made sure to, tell me that, he was good to go if it was a big spot, and we needed him. And that's kind of what he's done for us all year.
Let me walk you through Chris Permides' night, one of the quietest superstars I've ever seen. He was hit in the helmet back in the first inning. He singled in his second at-bat. He walked in an RBI in his third at-bat, struck out, and then singled in the ninth inning. How incredible is Chris to have?
he's an old hockey player, so it takes a lot to get him down. Got hit with a few pitches this series, and he's another one. He's not going to come out of the game. You can go down there and check on him, but there's no way he comes out of the game. But made a little change behind the plate, put him out in the outfield, and made some plays for us. So he's very versatile.
He actually had to make back-to-back catches in right field in the first inning. He was out there, if you recall, back-to-back F9s. Well, you're the runner-up in the Sunset League champion. You had an unbelievable regular season. You finished as the 2 seed. These guys push you to the limit. The world wants to know if the Scorpions are coming back.
Scorps will always be back. This is our 3rd year in the league. We've made a pretty steady incline in how we've done. It definitely took us some time to get our feet wet, and last year we lost in a play-in game to this very Towndock Mariner team, and now we make it to the finals, make it to Game 3, do or die. You can't really ask for more than that. We'll be back though.
Let me ask you about one more player before we let you go. Danny Deslitz lived up to the hype, had an unbelievable night, ended up being stranded on third, but he walked in the 9th inning. Give me one more final thought on Danny Deslitz before we let you go.
Deslitz is, he's just a good egg. You got to have him. He's one of those guys, he keeps it light in the dugout, keeps guys, engaged in the game, and, he swings the bat pretty well. So he's on base a lot, and, for him to even just walk, it's just something that he should probably be more comfortable doing. Sometimes he swings at some pitches that he probably shouldn't, just because he's just that type of player. He's very aggressive, but he swung it great for us, and he plays for me at CCRI, so watch out for him.
That's Scorpions manager Joe Brooks, who represents the great city of Pawtucket, live in the announcer's booth. Thank you very much, Joe. He'll be back next year, and he'll be fully tuned up to make another run at this deep championship here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. Well, Maddie, looks like the season is finally coming to a close. We've taken the drive down here to Cardines for the final time this year. It feels bittersweet. We love doing this. We love baseball. I'm happiest personally when I'm at the baseball field or around a baseball field. I still have plenty of games to play this year, but as for announcing, I get to hang up the microphone for the final time tonight. We'll definitely miss the beautiful, historic Cardines field, as Veda's still in the booth with us. Hi, Veda. I haven't seen you since, that Saturday game?
I'm not sure. She came to a Middleborough mock race game.
Oh, Father's Day. Yeah. I remember Veda was at Father's Day. There was Sesame the dog there I think you were playing with. You made some friends at the field. Veda, you going to miss coming down to Cardines and listening to your daddy announce live on YouTube?
Yes, a lot.
I think I will as well. Maddie,
Yes.
want to give any final thoughts on the season?
I'm a hell of a year for
The George Donnelly Sunset League. We were able to put ourselves into a new space and really put us out there and show the world what's going on down in Newport. I believe we have a very high quality baseball league, whether it's amateur or collegiate. Doesn't really matter. There's some old guys down here that can still play, as evident by the veteran-led Towndock champion Mariners, Josh Blaze, Chris Rose, number of other guys that are post-college on that team. My team is very much a post-college roster. You see teams like Westcott, the Scorpions. They come in revamped and retooled every year with a new group of young talent. You're seeing current college players go up against some wily vets that, there's something to learn for everybody down here, whether it's the old guys learning how to adjust and hang, or it's the older guys that it's the younger guys that are learning how to carry themselves, or, something like that. But, another great year down George Donnelly Sunset League. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Chris LaRose for taking all the time out of his real life to put together a fantastic product for the players, the managers, and all the fans that get to watch us.
Well, I want to thank the entire production team, which is just us two. And Maddie's the executive producer. I'm your host. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream, not just tonight, but all year long. For the final time, TJ Brogel signing off. Everybody, have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.